Howdy, folks. What's going on, everybody? Don't know what happened with the daily gun show tonight. I don't think G-Web's ever showed up, so everybody, I have decided to go ahead and start one up. So, I still ain't got it all completely set up yet. I've still got to get the gun channel side going, and I don't even have links out yet. But we can take care of that momentarily. And while I'm doing it, I'll just chit chat to whoever might be listening out there, sending out some links. I do not know who's awake. I know RL's already went to bed. Candy ass. But what can you do? Let's see here. We'll send this one here a link, because gunpowder always deserves one. And who else gets a link here? There's so many to choose from anymore. If you're wondering, I'm not actually looking at the chat yet. I'm over here on the Hangout side, sending out link invitations to those I feel are deserving of such. Yes, I guess I'll give Alan a link. I guess I pretty much have to give. Oh, I don't know what the hell happened there. Let's see, copy. Go over here to the gun channel side so I can send Gary a link. Who's out there watching? Let's see. Mike, Various, General Relativity, Mike G, Black Cat Outdoors. You're supposed to be asleep, dude. Black Cat, kiss my ass. Good Lord. Trying to pull a fast one on everybody. You go over in G's, tell everybody you're going to freaking bed. I decided to go live and you show up. You know what? I'm sending your ass a link. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, why he's not asleep shit. There you go. Oh Lord, folks, I had a rough day today. Who else? Who else do I want to send a link to? I think Alaskan. So that's it for now. That'll do it for right now, I guess. Let's see what's going on out there on YouTube. I've not even got the gun channel side set up yet. I'm working on it. I just got into a bit of a rush. So I am now editing the overview over on the gun channel side, so I can post the links to everything over there. God forbid I forget to do that. There's a certain individual who would chew my ass out. Embed video. And we go to save overview. and view group. Now comes the really fun part. Copy the link. Go over to gun channels. And let everybody know that I am live. They actually got the add link thing fixed again. Last night it was not working correctly. So that's taken care of. So we are ready to do this thing for another night. Hottie, I know you're out there. Would you like a link? I just happen to have your email address. I'll ship you one. If you want to jump in, you can. You're more than welcome. There you go, Hottie. If you want to jump in, you got a link. I don't know where everybody else is at. I've sent links out to a bunch of them. Maybe they just don't love me no more, and if they don't, that's fine. I'm even going to send the Travi link, even though he rarely shows up. And that'll do it for now. Now let's see who all's out there. Too Hottie, Bo, how you doing, buddy? John 12, how you doing? Black Hats, fuck you. Mike, how you doing, buddy? Michael G, how are you? We got about 13 watching. That ain't bad. I'll take it. Let's see. Hosh, you want a link? Over on the gun channel side, we have Pants, Al, Michael G, Ohio, Angelina, Hosh, and Potatoes. Potatoes always out there, though. Problem with Potatoes is half the time I think he's there, but he's asleep. There you go, Hosh. I just popped you over a link if you want to jump in here. So, guys, what's going on with y'all? Anything new? Oh, I sent you the linky poo. And Angelina wants a link, too? Wow. I must be getting popular. Or y'all must be extremely bored. I don't want to leave you alone midnight, damn it. How you doing, Hosh?
Yes? No, I don't. Oh, jeez. Yo.
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, you're I'm talking to my wife there. Okay. What's going on? Go watch your show, bud. Oh my god, everybody wants to bug me right now. Nobody wanted to talk to me, now everybody wants in here.
Well, ain't that the way it's supposed to work? I always thought that's how that daddy thing worked. Nobody bothers you until you're busy, and then they all want to jump on your back.
All right.
Oh.
What's up, Al? CQDX.
How you doing, Hosh?
Good,
Anything
good.
new with you?
No, just getting ready for tomorrow's stream.
Oh, what's the topic of conversation other than just radios?
Continuing with the ham radio general license courses.
You know what? I'm going to have to get into that. I really am.
Yeah, it'll be there for you. Oh, did you send a link to Angelina?
Yes, she's got one on the gun channel side. I have sent links out to everybody, including a certain 2-bit fry chef or cook. I got a secret about a secret that I can't tell. Damn it, and it's eating me up. It's okay, though. It's okay. There's several of us that know this particular secret.
What secret?
I can't tell you. I want to.
Do I know it?
No.
Can you tell me in the internal chat?
Have you ever seen those movies where the girl always asks the guy what he does for a living, and he tells her, "I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you"? It's one of those things.
Okay.
And if I told you, somebody would probably kill me. So,
Well,
yeah, it's top secret.
It's gonna become a murder fest.
Yeah, it would.
so this radio thing,
Mm-hmm.
I really like it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like it totally gives me like a little bit of a boner. Like when I heard other people talk on it, because I was like, so I was flipping through the thing, I uploaded the thing, and then I was like, well, how the fuck do I use this? So then I was watching the video of you explaining how to do it, and then I quickly realized, oh, this shit's already all in here.
Yeah.
Like in this way. So I was like, all right. Then I heard some guy listening to the weather, and I was trying to figure out how to do that.
The weather channels are on that, I'm pretty sure. You have to like cycle through the channels.
Does it say weather?
It might.
Let's do it.
It's gonna sound like a robot voice. Just start. Don't use the scan button. Use the arrows, because I think I have them not to scan through, because they'll always stop if you're
Do I go to channel mode to do that?
Yeah, go back into channel mode and then use the arrow keys.
Wait.
Channel mode.
What? Okay. What's Spark?
Spark's the repeater that I talk on the most. Can you hear them?
No, I hear
Okay.
nothing right now.
Okay. They
But
are.
I also
talking,
turn that squelch back.
What is it set to? 3?
Yeah.
That's fine. You'd hear them if you could.
Okay.
It's a pretty powerful station.
1 4. 1.
Oh, you know what? I can tell you exactly what it is. Hold on. I can just load the file that I sent you. I'm a smart guy.
2.
Gotta lower this.
So, how much is that basic class cost, Hosh?
How much the basic what?
The basic license, that level 1 license.
$15 to take the test. Otherwise, it's free.
Cool deal.
Yeah. It's really just $15 to take the test. There's some that you can take and they don't charge you depending on your location.
Do you have one of these little radios?
No, but I can get one. They're not very expensive.
So I just got this one, and this thing is like fucking sweet.
My problem is I know I can get one of the cheaper ones, but I'd go sort of a mid-range.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I got, but I was gonna get the cheap one, and then I got this one that wasn't as cheap, but still pretty cheap.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, you could pick up the radios for anything from $25 all the way up to several $100.
Yeah, mine is I have multiple $100, multiple $500 of handy talkies.
Yeah.
And they do things that you don't really need if you just want to talk on them. You know what I mean?
I mean, if someone has one that'll like suck your dick, that's cool.
I don't. I did
Don't
not
yet.
send you the weather station.
That would be a. Cavarius is asking what it is that he's looking at there on the screen. It's a ham radio, and it's shortwave bandwidth that can reach across the globe if you've got the right setup.
So mine, you're looking actually at two radios. The one in the upper left-hand corner is a VHF UHF radio, and that's mostly line of sight. That's for just talking like to the repeaters in your area. The big one on the bottom with that blue like waterfall screen, that's an HF radio. That's the one that you can go across the world with it.
Okay, see, I've just received a challenge, and I don't, I'm all about that shit. So I'm just gonna post a link right out in the YouTube side, and if you want to jump in here, have at it.
Oh, okay.
You got posted a challenge. What's the challenge?
That was the challenge. Armament and Access said, "You don't dare send me a link." Well, damn it, I just sent you one.
There you go.
Anyway, you should totally get one of these.
Is my screen backwards? You see the numbers the right way? Because it's backwards
Yes.
on my end.
Yes, it's they look right on mine.
Oh, okay.
It's at 3913.00.
Yep.
Okay, then we are good. Reading left to right. TX file 2, yes. Power transmit tuner, everything is looking perfect. 30 amp switching power supply. That's 30 amps?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That little bitty box.
My dad's, I can't remember, but I think his was a bit more than 30 amps, and it was 3 times that size.
Oh, I mean, they're all digital nowadays, and they're and this one is, what is it? It's switching instead of linear. Linear power supplies are much bigger.
Technology has changed a bit over the years, I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now I gotta take that fucking test.
Test is easy.
And if you just want to listen, you don't have to take tests. To
No,
broadcast,
I want to
you
like,
do.
you know, I
That's
want
right.
to do some weird shit.
I used to have a little shortwave radio that I'd listen to guys talk on all the time.
Oh yeah, I love my little shortwave radios. I've got a bunch of those. I've got a couple single sideband shortwaves that I really, really like.
This world radio, do you have to have a license for that?
Which one? The one on my list?
Your world talker.
Let me see. How did I close it? Oh, there it is. World Talker. What's it called?
The one that like your camera's on. The one you said you could talk to people across the world.
Oh yeah, you got a license for. You got to have a license for this thing.
What kind of process is that?
You can use your technician license and you can operate one of the bands that this operates on. But if you really want to be able to use it, you got to upgrade to general. General's a step up from technician. It's harder, but not too hard. In fact, that's what my live streams have been on in the last 2 weeks, is getting people trained up on general to take the test.
Now, would you suggest they just take the general test and then go up to the technician test and then go up to the general, or just go straight to the general?
Well, there's 3 levels. There's technician, general, and extra, and there's a pretty substantial ramp up between general and extra. A lot of people can do technician and general in the same go. So if you can do both, go for it. It's fine. You got to study for both, but you can do it pretty easy. There's apps that you can download on your phone to take practice tests. And in fact, I've got the book that I'm using. I'll show you the book. Where is my... This is the book that we use on the crash course right now. The ARR general class license, but there's also one made by Gordon West, is also a good author. Either one of those is just fine. Get yourself the technician and the general, and you can knock them both out.
Now, what's the? Is it $30 per test, or is it
15 per test?
15? Oh, yeah.
And that's really just that's what they charge at the testing location. Some testing locations don't charge anything. It's free to take the test.
Ah.
It's totally. It's not required that there be a cost. There is no cost to have the license.
Okay. It's just you have to take the test to actually be able to broadcast.
Yeah, because the FCC requires that you have to pass this test to get your license. Once you have that, though, the sky's the limit. You can then do what you'd normally do.
I think that'd be cool to run my shows on YouTube, gun channels, and through shortwave. That would be just cool as shit.
Yeah, you can absolutely. I mean, the sky's kind of the limit with ham radio, which is pretty awesome. There's so many things you can do. One of the shows I did before this last one was on satellite communication, using simple radios to talk to satellites, low Earth orbit passing satellites, and you can talk to people pretty much all around the country with that. And then I do SOTA, which is called Summits on the Air. I climb to the top of mountains and I deploy a little radio, and I talked from Yorba Linda, California to Pennsylvania on 5 watts.
Oh shit!
5 watts. That's
I mean, I don't know
that's
about
less
the
power
watts.
than the radio you bought, Angelina puts out.
Shit, really? Just because you're high up?
Because I'm high up and I got a pretty good antenna. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's somebody AIW or ALW. Here it's one cost per session. So yeah, if you fail the test, you can pay another $15 and take the test again immediately, from what I understand. In most places, I don't know if they're different, but oh, cool. An ALW is an amateur extra. Right on. I've talked to Brazil on 5 watts. He says, there you go. Absolutely. If propagation's good, you can go very, very far. Far and wide.
That's pretty cool.
I'd need one hell of an antenna to get anything like that. I'm in the lowlands of South Carolina. I'm right on the ocean, so
You have a lot of land?
where I'm at, about 5 acres.
Oh, dude, you can put up just about anything. And you said you're by the ocean. How close are you to the ocean?
From where I'm sitting, 15 miles.
Oh, 15 miles. Okay. If you were like on the beach, the water gives you a great ground plane. You can actually talk very, very far if you're close to the water.
Well,
I've got super far.
I've got the Savannah River less than a mile from the house. Is that count?
No, you need like the salt water. You need the coast. I mean, sure, it'd help a little bit. But
It's brackish.
It is brackish.
It's brackish.
Ads.
It's full of gators. I know that shit.
Oh, I don't know if the Gator Portable's the way to go. Oh, yeah. So he said he's talked to Australia on 1.5 watts. Was that on digital? Yeah, that was digital. So digital. So when we're talking right now, that's voice, phone as they call it. Single sideband, upper lower sideband is voice. And then there's AM. There's still amplitude modulation. That still exists. If you really want to reach out and touch people with your RF, CW is still around. Morse code. Morse code is alive and ever in ham radio. It's very, very good. Very effective, very low power. And then there's digital. We hook it up to our computers, which I did a live stream on that about a month and a half ago. Hook your radio up to your computer, and it basically turns your radio into like an online one-to-one chat room. So you can talk to people over digital. It's awesome. And it's one-to-one. So if the internet goes away, if something happens, you can go direct to whoever you want to talk to. Long distances. I got picked up in the Canary Islands on 5 watts. Which is outside of Africa, off the west coast of Africa by Spain.
How did you find like a frequency that someone's on?
So, well, you really just dial. So it depends. On the radio you're using, the best way to do it is just use the repeaters I've got programmed on it for you, and then you just scan through them. Or you switch to frequency mode and start the scan up that way. And the way you do it on your radio is you hold down a little button that says scan in blue letters. So on this radio that you're looking at here, I'm going to turn the volume up for a second and I'll show you. Okay, you see this little blip?
Yep.
That's the voice talking right there. This is the frequency range. So if I start moving around the dial,
Oh, you can like go to something.
Yep. So I'm just looking for people talking. So that's it. You just hop around until
Are
you find
these just
people.
people like bullshitting in the garage or what?
Yeah.
Made me think of what my granddad always said about attorneys. He said, you know, it's a crying shame that 98% of the lawyers in the world give the rest of them a bad name. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
You know
So-
what? That guy just had a hell of a point.
Armament and axes cannot hear you. Go to the gear in the top of the screen and make sure you have a microphone selected correctly under the microphone looking thing.
Hey, Gary's joined us too, and so has Troy. How you guys doing?
What's up, Troy?
What's up, guys?
Hey,
What's up?
Gary.
Hey.
The cock is in the house. I repeat, the cock has arrived in the house.
The party is here.
Let's all pet him.
I do not want to pet his cock. Thank you very much. It is to be seen and heard, but never touched. Never touch the cock.
Just a tip.
Yeah, just the tip.
The cock has got a huge pussy that will eat you if you touch the cock.
That didn't sound good.
But it's true. George is a huge cat.
You mean this guy?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
That guy.
He's just a baby.
It's like a little
Yeah,
bear.
he's a monster, but I love to look at him.
You called it, his name's George?
His name's George.
My cat's
How
name's
old is
George.
he? How old is he?
He'll be 4 in June.
That's a big cat.
I like him. He looks fun.
He is fun. Aren't you, George?
I like cats that are colored like that.
George is the unofficial Outlaw mascot. He's on about every show.
Are you going to get RL mad?
RL will get over it.
Black cat versus gray cat, you know.
My money's on George.
Y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can now.
All right. What's that? A big cat?
Yeah,
That
that's
is-
the big cat. Yeah.
That's a big pussy.
Hey,
Oh my God, stop saying that.
you know something? I grew up a dog person, and not until later in life that I got to know a few cats that I turned into a cat person. They got a personality, just like dogs. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cats definitely have a personality, and most of the time that personality is go fuck yourself.
Yeah, honestly, yes. And you know, the orneriest one I got's like 15 years old and diabetic. Got to give him shots twice a day, but he has that attitude. But yet, we're buddies. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, you think about it, it's like, but yeah, human. But you know, you're gonna pick at each other. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. You have a cat with diabetes?
Yes, I do.
How the hell does that happen?
It happens a lot. Dogs get it a lot, matter of fact. And
Yeah, pretty common for cats.
my cat has been diabetic since he was 9, and he's a little over 5 diabetic animals in 5 years on the insulin. They grow immune or some shit like that, and it's like, I must be doing something right. Little bastard's still alive, so yeah.
So what happened to G-Webs tonight? Has anybody heard from him?
What? No.
I found a picture of your cat, by the way. Here's your cat.
Did they arrest him in his pedophile van again? I don't know. Well, the story I got was G-Webs went looking for a shooting range, you know, and he's been traveling the country in a, you know, like white van, you know, we call it the pedophile van, and you know, shooting videos, but he went to go to a shooting range or something, and he kind of went to this range, and he said, oh, they're not open, crashed out or something. I don't know. I didn't get the whole story, but come to find out, it was the police shooting range, and they see this guy in this van sleeping, and I don't know. I heard he ended up in handcuffs. I'm still waiting to hear the whole story from G Webs.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Well,
from the horse.
What happened
Yes.
was
That's the
Gun
thing. He
channels
said it on the
people-
Daily Gun Show.
the gun channels people were all getting together for a range day, which was scheduled on that Thursday before Wanamaker. And
Yeah.
so he got there. I mean, everybody had a map to the range, and they said just drive in and get there at a certain time because everybody would be there at 10 o'clock. Well, he got there a little before, and so he just went ahead and pulled in and went to sleep. And I guess after a few minutes, somebody banged on his door, and yeah, the next thing you know, he had Glocks aimed at him. And he said he wasn't arrested, but he was detained, and he did have handcuffs
put
on for a bit.
Yes. That was the story I got. I think Tardot, either Tardot or Mr. Matt on there said G Webs got put in handcuffs for some reason. I'm like, oh shit, what the hell's this about? So, that sucks. So I mean, the dude's been traveling. He pulls up and he's like, all right, man, ain't nobody gonna be here for an hour. I got him caught or whatever in the back of my van where I've been snoozing. I'm gonna go back and kick it for a minute and catch some Z's, and next thing you know, you got Glocks pointed at you. I'm like, well, okay. All I wanted to do was
Yeah, that's how you make a day bad quick.
Hey,
that's not
Outlaw,
the start of
Yeah, buddy.
not the start of a good day.
check this out, Outlaw.
Oh, you asshole. Okay, let's see it. Pull it out.
Keep talking
I got
days
this.
on him. What is that?
That
So
is
this
a-
happened today with G-Webs?
No, that
No,
happened
no,
during
no,
the
no.
Oh, okay.
No, when was that? Last week? Wanamaker? On the way to Wanamaker?
Gary, that is beautiful, buddy. I will have another one of those eventually.
They had 4 of them. He got them all out and let me pick which one I wanted. That was the cleanest one of the bunch.
You'll love it. I would suggest that you look around and see if you can find some spare springs for it now, because the one I had, a spring busted in it somewhere, and I had to have it fixed.
Okay. I'm
So-
sure as many of them as there are out in the country that somebody's got spare parts around.
But go ahead and get you a replacement set, just so if case something does happen.
But no, I'd been looking at that for 2 weeks. So I finally had a day off, and I told myself, okay, this morning I'm gonna go do it. So what did?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad you did.
So now you got to get
Give y'all take care of the chat for a minute. I've got a critter to kill. I'll be back.
Oh,
here,
What-
George. Take
what-
over, buddy.
pretty you
Step
going
up
to
the
kill?
mic.
What are you going to kill?
Step up to the mic, George.
Oh, I can hear him purring. I hear him.
Yeah, he does purr.
The funny thing is, this
Lapdog of a cat, man. That's a
Oh.
big cat.
But I just one of my mother's cats that just got killed. He got hit by a car. Stupid cat. He was mostly Siamese, looked Siamese, smart cat, the friendliest, lovable. Pick him up, carry him around. You know what I mean? Not the typical "I hate you" cat. He was almost a dog. You know what I mean? And the dumbass got hit by a car. He was 4 years old. So, interesting thing is my mother's neighbor took one of.
Uh-oh.
Well, that happened.
Did Bob kick everybody out when he tried to join?
Bob jumped in and dumped everyone else. Canadians, man.
Hey, everybody. That's a nice looking cat, man.
Thank you.
How's it going, Bob?
Oh, hanging in there.
That's good.
I dropped out a minute there. I don't know what that was all about. Wi-Fi. Anyway, yeah, I got 2 black cats, and I was born on Halloween. So
My favorite cat, I've had, I don't know, 10 cats. Favorite one I ever had was, I named him Bear. I had him from the time he was born. And he was just like a little black bear. And
yeah,
except he got really big. He was part Maine Coon and part Siamese.
oh, Maine Coon, big kitty.
Yeah.
Heard they're lovable, and I know about Siamese, the one that just got killed. Yeah, Siamese.
But Bear was pure black. I mean, he had white hair underneath, but all his outer hair was black. He's a weird cat. But he had the Siamese markings kind of lightly in his black hair. It was weird.
You ever take any pictures? I'm just curious.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm sure I have some somewhere. I mean, I know there's pictures of him trying to wake me up when I passed out in a chat one time. Somebody made memes out of him. I think Yankee did. And then there was that's also when there was times when Gecko, we had a ragdoll cat that my daughter adopted that decided it loved me, and it was huge. Like literally, when it was crawling up on me, it covered my whole chest. It was this giant ragdoll.
And you didn't pick it up and throw it against the wall because, well,
no, I was done.
You love animals.
Yeah,
you love animals.
I had one. No, yeah, I actually do. I mean, it's terrible. I can't trim my dog's claws. I have to take him to the vet now because every time I try, screams, and I can't do it.
Yeah, I know. It's not terrible, dude. That's honestly, this is a weird thing, man. I grew up with a BB gun, and we killed everything. Not cats or dogs, but I mean squirrels, birds, rabbits. We were just kill. And now, I'm going to be 52 in October, and I'm like, and I realized this, many years ago, but it's just, if I'm going to kill it, I'm going to eat it. Okay, I'm not going to kill anything unless I'm going to eat it. And I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know your cats, or you don't know mine. And if shit hit the fats were running wild, well, if I was starving, I'd probably eat a cat.
Oh, I'll eat a cat.
But, there's a little.
Yeah. I eat squirrels.
You see where I'm coming from, though. It's
but otherwise, I love animals. I mean,
Hey,
something I have done things like super glue a walnut to a tree stump just to make squirrels go crazy.
You got flying squirrels where you're at? You got flying squirrels.
Hit them with shotgun. If you hit them with a shotgun, then they fly a little bit. But yeah,
I'm just south of Lake Erie, right in the middle of Ohio, south. I can tell you this: flying squirrels are nocturnal. And when we were kids, we'd go into the woods, and if we saw all them leaf clusters in the trees, we'd just start peppering them with a 22 because we were stupid and didn't know any better. And I mean, I'm talking, that 40 freaking years ago. Well,
when I was a kid, I would shoot a bird's nest just because I was an asshole.
Exactly.
Luckily, where I grew up on the prairies, I mean, our basic. If you were a kid on a farm, you didn't get paid for all the work you did. But what you could do is get your dad to give you 22 ammunition, and you shoot gophers, and you 5 cents a gopher tail. So if you were smart and frugal with your ammunition, you could make money hunting gophers. And 500 gophers, that was like nothing. Well, it's a couple of dollars in your pocket, right? So,
right. Where'd you grow up?
Manitoba in the prairies. up in Canada.
Okay. You
Like
doing
cattle
you in
ranch.
the USA now, or I just what?
Oh no, I'm still in Canada. I come down every year, usually, except this year because I have an ex-wife and she's a bitch. But
I got an ex-wife too. I got married at 18. What the hell was I thinking?
I didn't get married till I was 27, and I was sure this was the woman for me. We're married for 30 years.
Wow. Married at 27 and married for 30 years.
Yep.
Wow, that makes you about 60.
Yep.
I'm like I said, I'm 52. You know, this is the thing I'm finding out, man. I'm talking to a lot of people that, a lot of the people that I'm dealing with on YouTube are a little younger than me, but I'm finding people that are within 10 to 12 years and I can tell you this is something that stuck with me since high school. And on the front of my high school building, there are these two sections of the building, and one of them is education is an intellectual journey, but on the other one is called, it says, knowledge comes but wisdom lingers. And I don't know who made either one of them quotes, but the knowledge comes but wisdom lingers really stuck with me, because until you lived a little bit, you're not going to get any wisdom. You can learn, you can book learn, you can learn this, you can learn that, but until you have lived to experience how it really goes, you're never going to have wisdom. So
No, I have to agree with you. I'm way smarter and wiser now than I was when I was 18. When I was 18, I was the dumbest redneck idiot you ever met. I mean, I destroyed like
not much has changed, huh, Bob?
No, I have a lot. I destroyed like 5 motorcycles in 5 years. Like every year, I would destroy a motorcycle, wrecking it. And usually, and we didn't have helmet laws, man. I wrecked bikes at 100 and some miles an hour, like blew a corner and went flipping into the ditch. Or actually, one time on the street, I jumped like where a cross street came. I got such a big jump on a street bike. You can't actually jump really high because when you hit the ground, especially if you hit a pothole.
When you hit the ground, they tend to break.
Yeah, the front. No, I didn't hit the brake, man. My suspension compressed so hard it actually bent the forks back. Because when I came over the hump, instead of what I should have done, because I wasn't a dirt biker, right? So I didn't give it a bunch of gas, get that gyroscopic effect on the back wheel, and keep the front wheel up. So I just like, whoa, I'm in the air. I backed off the gas. It went nose down, and I buried the front end, and the bike slid for a block and a half. I know that because I had to walk that block and a half.
On the pavement? On pavement?
Oh, on pavement, yeah.
On pavement.
Oh, yeah, ground the whole side of the engine
crazy
off. Like, literally, it ground the side of the engine off. It lost the points. The whole, like, everything off the side of the engine was gone. It ground, I had a Harley belt buckle on, and it ground the Harley part off the belt buckle.
So it just says Davidson now, or what?
No, it didn't say anything. It like literally ground the whole front of the belt buckle off. You should see.
You said you had a Harley Davidson, so I guess you ground half of it, so it just says Davidson. I'm just guessing. I'm just being silly.
No, it had those Eagles, those Harley Eagles on it, which was funny because I hadn't had a Harley for a year at that point. I had about 3 Harleys and went, no, I don't want these things anymore. They're a fucking pain in the ass.
Honestly, dude, I love the American-made whole Harley Davidson, but a lot of the Harleys are dead. You know something? There's a lot of pieces on that bike that they ain't made in America anymore. So stop preaching your American-made bike. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you're gonna ride or a panhead or something like that, or maybe an old shovel. Some of the old shovels.
Yes. See, that's the thing, man. I grew up. You were talking about riding dirt bikes and all that. I grew up riding dirt bikes. I went from dirt bikes to quads to now my son, who has what the hell's his channel? Hill Climb Ohio, Jeremiah Brogan. my son. The kid's nuts. This kid is like hill climbing things that I look at and go, what do you got? Ice cleats? You're freaking crazy. But he learned from me. I can tell you this is one of the things I did when I was almost 18 years old. And I did it several times, is jump 90 feet on a dirt bike. Now just think about that. 90 feet. I was probably doing maybe 60 miles an hour when I hit the ramp. The ramp was about 6 foot tall, and I flew 90 feet. Angle was perfect. You got a lot of hang time, man. You're up in the air, just kind of looking around, and when you're 7, it's like, whee! And I did it, I don't know how many times, and it's like, if I tried that now, well, you better call the freaking life flight, because I'm going to wherever they're going to have to fix me, because I can't do that. That's
really funny. When I was about, I guess, is 18, 19. So I'd already been riding street bikes for a couple of years, and I'd had like little dirt bikes before, like nothing fancy, just like a old 50cc 1965 Suzuki that turned into a dirt bike by putting
yep.
Like redneck stuff, right? So
that's why I'm here. I said challenge my redneckness, and
then I got into like street bikes, and the first one I bought was a Kawasaki 500 Trip. It was in 1970, and that would have been 1975, 76. It was just when I got my driver's license.
76, that would have been 10.
Yeah, so I and that was at the time it had been 5 years before the fastest motorcycle in the world, but it was dirt cheap by the time I bought it because brand new they were only $1,000. Fastest motorcycle in the world, $1,000. Fastest fucking quarter-mile motorcycle in the world.
Yeah, production motorcycle. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
You remember the VMAX? I don't know what that come out.
Oh, I hated those things, man. I hated them. They were so complicated. I had a couple of buddies had them, and
but they were fast, man. They had the quarter mile. But I know.
I had by that point.
I think ours
KZ 650. I had a KZ 650, and I would eat them up all day on the road.
I don't think it's called KZ 650.
No, it's a KZ 650.
I think it's called a KZ.
No, it's
Kawasaki.
I think it's a Kilo Zulu.
Kilo Zulu. Foxtrot Alpha. Oh, damn it. Going back to the alphabet again.
Anyway, but it would beat any other bike up to about 750, 800. I raced a 6-cylinder Honda down this really nasty mountain road. And at times we were like, literally on the paint stripe that was on the edge of the road and just leaned over each other trying to do. And I'd always get him on the corners and he'd get me in the straights. And but yeah, I'm
having flashbacks.
But riding a dirt bike, which is where I was going with this, is like the only time I really rode a real dirt bike. A buddy of mine had a 250 Can-Am qualifier. I don't know if you ever heard of them. They were Canadian built.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah. I tell you this, anything Can-Am's, just Can-Am dirt bikes back in the day, they were beasts.
So he had this 250, and I'm out riding it, and this kid, like a child, I mean, maybe 10 years old, and I'm at this point 18. And this guy's like 10 years old, and he's on like a 125, but a full-off motocross bike, right?
Yeah.
And he's riding in this field next to me. So I go, well, I'm on a dirt bike. So I go, hey, man, what are you doing? He says, oh, I'm just going to ride my trail here. And I'm like, well, where they're digging up all the trenches to put culverts in? He says, yeah, those hills are great to jump on. Eh? And I'm like, okay. And we get riding up. He says, I'll beat you to the 5th one. And then he hammers it. And I'm like, I'm on a bigger bike than him. I'm a grown up. He's a kid. So I'm like, hammer the throttle. And we're neck and neck, right? And we're hitting these big hills of dirt where they've dug out for a culvert. And we're launching off them. and we're not landing like on the other side of them. We're landing on the next big hill of dirt.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
like, we're just going from one to the other to the other. And by the fourth one, I realized I was 3 jumps behind in my mind. I was just running on instinct, right? So I'm like, fuck this, right? So we hit the last one. I turned off. He says, "You want to do it again?" And I went, "Not a chance, man." And like that's when I went, "Oh yeah, I can never dirt bike." Like I've done crazy shit on street bikes, but nothing like that. That was like my mind was so far behind the jumps. Like to this day, I mean, it's literally I can feel it. You know, I was 3 jumps behind, and that realization comes in that you're like you are not in control at this point. It's instinct or something. Just fucked me right up.
My damn internet keeps dropping out. I said, how much younger was he than you?
Oh God, he must have been like 8 years younger than me.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is the thing, man. I grew up riding dirt bikes from, I don't know. My brother was 6 years older than me, and he had one at 14, 15. So, you know, and it was like, okay, and my son, who is now going to be 29. Wait a minute. No, he's going to be 30 this year. Oh, shit. I can remember. Yeah, I'm old. I'm going to be 52. I started early. The weird thing is, you know, we lived in front of a shooting range in the 90s. You know, both my kids grew up, and they both shot machine guns. They, you know, it was all that.
Yeah.
My kids never had a problem with gun like that. But we lived out in the country, and the owner of the range had a quad, a 4-wheeler, and my brother had quads. We had quads. So we all rode. And my son, I can remember, oh, God, the kid couldn't have been 10 years old at the most. And brother's little quad that had no suspension other than the tires. It was like a Honda 125. And we're running across the field, and I'm watching him, you know, and I look back and he's not there. And I turn around and I go back, and here he is next to the field, and he hit a bump. The goddamn quad's up this tree, and he's standing there crying a little bit. Just, you know, he's like 10 years old. And I was like, "You all right, man? You all right?" "Yeah." I said, "All right." We pulled the quad down. Let's get it running. "You all right, little guy, man? You ready to go?" And he's like, "I'm ready to go." We rode the rest of the day. Now my kid has his own YouTube channel, Hill Climb Ohio. Look at me riding quads. I'm like, yep. So pass it on, pass it on.
It's funny, you got a 30-year-old son. My son's 18. My daughter's 21.
Yeah, my oldest child's, let me see, 33. They're 3 years apart. She's going to be 33. He's going to be 30. So
yeah, but think of that. Yeah, like you're younger than me, and your children are like 10 years older than mine.
He's the same age as my parents, and like his kids are the same age as me and my sister.
Well, I didn't. Myself, I didn't want to have children, right? I just, you know, didn't think it was. I didn't want to bring children into the world. My ex. Well, I got convinced. But yeah, I deliberately waited till I knew we were in a stable relationship. We've been together. We had a house.
Dude, you know something? All I'm gonna say is that's what I wanted to do, but my ex thought that we should have kids at a young age, and she wanted to have a baby, and me being 18 years old and stupid, like, oh, I want to keep you happy. And I tried to tell
and I'm sure the fact that she said,
I said, look, you know, it's just gonna.
I'm sure the fact that she said, I want to have a baby, that means we gotta do it all the time. And you were like, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea.
No.
Yeah, when I was 18, if some girl said, I want to do it all the time, I'd be like, okay.
This is the thing. That's funny. At this point, I mean, I was 18 years old, 19 years old, and I thought I knew it all and all that. But it was like we use protection not to have this problem. And she said, "Oh, I want to have a baby," blah blah blah. And I was dumb, and it was like, okay, so all right. First one was born, I was almost 19. Second one was born, I was almost 21. So 3 years apart.
Well, that's a good way to do it. My kids were 2 years apart. That's fine. We were kind of hoping for 3 years, but we got 2. The thing is, I wish I had my kids at about 25. I mean, I wish I'd had them earlier when, it was like we just bought the house and we were kind of struggling and shit, instead of when we did have them and it was like, they could have everything, right?
Right. Well, the thing is I tried to tell her at the time, I was like, something, we're very young. We should get established before we have kids, because having kids is not cheap, and we're going to spend a lot of money on kids when we should spend the money on being established and then have kids. And now, like I said, I'm going to be 52 and I got a 10-year-old granddaughter. So, yeah.
I think you did it right. I really do. I mean, like, looking back on what I did and what I know other people, like, I have a friend of mine that's got, he was my best friend growing up. And I think he's got 10 or 11 grandkids already. Both his kids like have great jobs. They work. Their spouses have great jobs. He's got, like, his one son has, I think it's 8 kids. Even though,
crap,
like, I mean, oh yeah, and like 4 of them were accidental. I mean, she got her tubes tied and it didn't work. He got a vasectomy.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it was just, these people were just destined to have a shit pile of kids.
No, wait a minute.
Work that way.
Telling me
it's like, I mean, yeah, everybody got suspicious. They had them tested. They're all their kids.
Okay, now wait a minute. She got her tube tied. He got the snip, and they still got pregnant.
Well, he got the snip first, and then they got pregnant again. So then she decided she'd get her tubes tied because she'd gotten pregnant, even though he'd already had the snip a year earlier.
And okay, that's really okay.
I tried to get my tubes tied, but they wouldn't do it.
Well, I don't think they cut them. What they did for her was they crimped them. Well, they crimp them, right?
Yes, they do. They crimp them.
They crimped hers, and for whatever reason, then she got one of these pregnancies that wasn't quite all the way there, but for some reason she managed to carry it. And
what do you mean all the way there? Was it
like an ectopic pregnancy?
I don't know what it was, yeah. It was not a normal pregnancy. I've really not asked them about it and got all the details, but I have heard conversations that it was not a normal pregnancy because of her having had a. So now she had a full hysterectomy, so there's no more chance.
Crazy.
Oh yeah, it is, and it's like, and I understand why after he'd had the vasectomy, he was like a little suspicious. But then after she had the, then it was like, what the fuck?
Well, if she had hysterectomy,
is this the joys of Canadian medical care? Is this Canadian medical care for you? The joys of Canadian medical care there?
I wonder about that, because, I mean, I've had lots of medical care. I've had double hernia operations. Both my shoulders had to get rebuilt. I've had, I've had some injuries that they've had to repair. Broken rib because some young punk from California knocked me over, but
with a Sharpie in his hand.
Sharpie in his hand, yeah.
Actually, it doesn't matter. Shit happens.
Roll. But anyway,
Shit happens, man. It just does.
When
It
I had
really
my heart attack, I went in to see the doctor and said, "Yeah, I fainted a couple of weeks ago for some weird reason." He listened to my heart and made a phone call and said, "Okay, the ambulance is waiting downstairs." And they took me in the hospital and they did heart surgery on me. And then a couple of days later, they let me out.
You came out and you had a vasectomy. You're like, what the hell?
Oh, no. They put stents in all my valves because my heart had quit working.
Did they put a catheter in when they had you knocked out?
No, none of that. Although I thought it was really weird. This Candy Striper, like a volunteer type, came in and she wanted to.
I ain't heard that in years. Wow.
Yeah. She wanted to shave everybody because sometimes they have to put the thing in to put the stent.
Oh my god!
Pain, right? Anyway, she would like.
So some chick shaved your area.
No, I wouldn't let her. I said no.
Everybody. She's shaving dogs. She's shaving cats. Anything that moves, she's trying to shave.
Shave the older lady next to me. Shaved a couple of people.
Everybody walks out looking like skinheads.
That's really weird, right? And then when I went to the surgery, they put the thing in through my wrist. And I'm like, well, why did you want to shave my groin? And the doctor went, I don't know what you're talking about. And
dude, she just wanted to handle your Canadian bacon.
No, like the next person.
They just call it bacon.
I need to shave your groin. And it was a woman. It was like a 60-year-old or 50-year-old woman. I mean, it was like
she's like, she doesn't even work here. Who is this woman?
Did she stroke it a little or no?
I don't know. I didn't listen. I put my headphones on at that point and just went.
You didn't feel it?
It's like some senile woman from the mental ward. She doesn't even work there.
Giving out hand jobs.
She's got a straight blade razor. She's just carving.
She was about 18. Other than being a little bit thick, she was not bad.
Did she?
Maybe
for a minute, and I was that was a big worry. I was actually thinking, oh damn, shaving me. What if I get a Woody? That'll be better.
What if you
said wood? Said wood.
But what if you were to die? You should have fucked her.
All right.
You should have gone out in a blaze of glory.
No, I didn't want to do any of that. That was during my divorce. I was so depressed. I was lucky to get.
What?
I didn't want to get the surgery done. Right. I didn't even want to see the doctor. Right. The only reason I did it was because my daughter said, "Do it, or I won't talk to you again." And I was like, "Well, if I don't do it, I'll be dead anyway." She said, "I won't even talk to you in the afterlife." So I was like, "All right, I'll get it done." But yeah, that's the only reason I got it done. Otherwise, I was just like, I'm ready to go. Fuck. I'm old.
Hey, how about remembering Kitty, the nurse from that '70s show? Just put her in the position of the nurse you were just talking about. Okay, I don't know. After she had like 20 glasses of wine, Kitty.
There you go.
The '70s. There you go. The
mother.
Gobbler.
He was a nurse, and I was just picturing her in the position of, we're here to shave her nuts. Okay.
Kitty looked like my ex-wife. I was, no, never.
Okay.
You were banging your ex-wife for a while, so why would you say never?
Oh, hardly ever. She was liberal.
So what, she put her out?
What?
Yeah, political stances never stopped me from banging a chick.
Yeah, dude.
Well, hey, look. Okay, I'm going to put it this way.
Years, we were married for 30 years. It just meant that it wasn't very.
Holy shit!
Arguing, right?
Been married a long.
Honest to God, our first meeting, we talked about how the Contras were. I was arguing that they were actually freedom fighters, and she was arguing that they were CIA terrorists.
They could be both, technically.
Yeah, but I mean, I still saw them as freedom fighters because they were fighting against communism, and I grew up when communism was bad, not something taught in the university. So, yeah. I went to university to learn Russian so I could go over there and be a spy. But then I found out Russian?
Nice.
Really? Russian language fucking sucks. That's
How
the
did that
worst
work
language.
out?
Still isn't bad. Socialism still
Do you
isn't
know
bad.
any,
We forget history. Did we forget history? What?
Oh, we
Okay.
did. Yeah, you look at listen to all the college students today. Oh yeah, socialism's the way to go. Like, what? Are you a fucking idiot? Oh
soy
wait, you're
boys? Right, Bob? Soy boys.
well, soy boys and just morons. I
Well,
mean,
they hate the rich. They hate rich people. They hate people who get up every morning and work a job and are able
most
to make something.
Pay their
of their life.
taxes and
Yeah.
actually think for themselves. Don't act like a bunch of sheep that just follow a leader.
parents' basement because their parents can afford to have their
Feel the burn. Feel the burn.
Well, howdy, Gunpowder. I didn't see you jump in.
Oh, I did.
Hey,
I saw-
honey.
How you
Powder,
doing,
I've been
sweetheart?
Hey,
I'm
guys,
I
doing
got-
good. How's everybody?
what's that?
Well, apparently Bob is old.
I think
Army
we're talking
Max's
over
is
each
old.
other.
Stationary stock.
Bob is even older than me.
It's I jumped in before I got kicked
Oh.
off, and I was listening to how he was saying that he knows somebody who got their tubes tied, and they still got pregnant, and we're saying that's Canadian healthcare or something. My sister, she actually got her tubes tied and ended up getting pregnant while on birth control.
Oh,
And
shit.
yeah, it was. I mean, that's in the U.S., so that shit happens, all over the place.
Does it make you wonder if somebody ain't doing their job right?
No,
I mean,
Well,
I-
her situation was weird. Hers actually healed itself. Like they went in and actually cauterized her tubes and did the procedure right. But for some reason, her tubes healed themselves, and like a year and a half or 2 years later, maybe 3 years. I really don't remember how much age difference is between my nephews, but it doesn't seem like it was that long. And she ended up getting pregnant again. I was like, yeah, that kind of sucks.
So she's got the healing
Well-
factor of Wolverine, but only in the fallopian tube, is what you're saying.
well,
Yes, only her fallopian
Well,
tubes.
Maybe, but honestly, when you look at it, you go, how did that really happen? And her body naturally said, oh, no, you didn't. Think about it.
That's Jesus.
and I was just gonna say that
It
sometimes
might be Jesus.
No.
Sometimes-
I'm just looking at it going, wow,
Okay.
that's
Shut up.
freaking crazy.
All right, so oh Jesus, I'm just gonna say,
Jesus.
oh for God's sake, please, Jesus,
It was
come.
Buddha.
Hello.
Buddha did it.
Oh,
Buddha did
Lord
it.
help us.
Thor
Lord
did
help
it.
us.
Thor made it
So
happen.
anyway, what I was trying to say before all
Four.
stuff went on was sometimes life just wants to be.
Oh,
Part of that story I was
Yeah,
trying to
so, life
Life
just
likes
finds a way.
throwing the curveballs.
Life
Hang
finds
on.
a way.
honestly, I'm
sometimes-
actually listening to what he's saying, and I know where he's going with this, because when life wants to exist, it will find a way. I know where you're going with this.
No, not
Keep
exactly. But all right, my buddy's son and his wife, the ones who had, done the birth control procedures, they quit having children after 3. Although the wife had always wanted a daughter, but she said after 3 boys, no, that was enough. Right? They had 3 boys 2 years apart. So they've got 3 kids already. That's enough. He got a second. She got pregnant again.
You got them balls. Nice.
Had another boy, right? She had another boy. They're like, okay, well, that shit happens sometimes. They went and re-vasectomy him or something, right? And then she went, I'm not taking a chance. I'm getting my tubes tied. There's tubes tied. She had always wanted a girl. The last pregnancy, the one that shouldn't happen because she'd already got her tubes tied, she had a girl.
That's kind of weird.
The weirdest shit ever. And these 4 boys who are just monsters. They are the most destructive force on earth. Like, think about it. 4 boys, 2 years apart. They beat on each other. They tear shit up. They're just like.
Doesn't R. Kelly fucking do that? He gets paid. He's getting paid.
Right?
Let me go. Let me go.
They've got this little sister who is like scares them all. She's tougher than all of them, but she's tiny, and they are so protective of her. Right? The only people who can punch our sister are us. It's hilarious, right? And now they're. I think
that's how it's supposed to be, though.
The oldest one's about 9, but it's this pack of feral children is just they're scarier than a pack of coyotes.
Shit.
Oh, that's just funny.
You called them a pack of feral children.
I know that. Out here in Canada, humanity will survive because you could wipe out the planet, leave those children together, and before long they'd have another pack of bigger children, and they would create something. I'm not sure it would be any kind of civilization, but like they are just that kind of. We're going to survive. Like we'll eat dirt. We don't care.
I can tell you this. I mean, I very big city. I live in a pretty small city, and one of my best friends. It's so crazy. He ended up marrying a girl that lived 3 houses down from where I live. Him and I have been friends since the 5th grade. It just grew up in the neighborhood, and it's just kind of crazy because we've been friends. Live in this little community that we're not sheeple. We're I could tell you just looking across 3 different yards at all my buddies, we could probably arm most of the neighborhood and still everybody'd still have a handgun and a rifle. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, like I grew up in ranching country in Canada, right, where we have all these stupid gun laws. And when they made you tried to say you got to register all your rifles, every farmer went, "Oh fuck that shit," right? And they had 2 or 3 22s, a couple of 30-30s, maybe a 30-06, 2 or 3 shotguns. They never registered any of them. Like it was just like, "Oh fuck you," right? Like we're not gonna register anything. They just didn't.
Well, man, and
I don't have anything to register because all of our boats were lost, or all of our guns were lost in the boating accident.
I know.
Yours too.
Yeah. I mean, we really need to come together and ban boats because a lot of guns out there are losing their lives from these boating accidents.
I liked it better the first way. I lost all my boats in a gun accident.
No one's ever heard that before.
I lost all
my. Listen, I might have lost a boat in a gun accident before. I've had some moonshine and a little bit of Fireball whiskey, so it could happen.
Lost all my boats in a gun accident. I like it.
I wonder how many times people went out bird hunting, like duck hunting in a boat, and accidentally
lost a boat in a gun.
Just ask Dick Cheney how that happens.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I remember as a kid, we used to try shoot branches off trees above our friends' heads so they'd drop on them.
What is this, Wile E. Coyote shit? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm not shitting you, man. I've been out hunting squirrels with buddies, and then as a joke, one would go, "Oh, he's underneath that branch," and he'd blow the branch off so it'd fall on you.
I'm just.
See, I took it the lazy way. I just pushed my friends out of trees.
Scuba diving and recovers all these.
Is he roboting for anybody else?
Yeah,
Oh, no,
he's
It
roboting
totally,
everybody.
but I speak robot. He said that he wants to go scuba diving so he can recover all these guns that were lost in the boating accidents.
Oh, that would be a good thing, eh? Mind you, after about a couple of weeks, they're pretty much fucked. Well, maybe not a couple of weeks. After a year, they're done. I mean, I found one in the field in Arizona. It was 1022 stainless steel, and we had to use a hammer to get the breech open so that we could see whether it was loaded or not. So, yeah, they don't stand up to just laying out in the weather.
My papa had a 22 and something else sitting in the back of his truck through rain, sleet, snow, all of that. Still worked. The back of his truck was so freaking dirty that it had plants growing in the back of it.
What, you mean like laying in the box of the truck?
Yeah, in the
Or-
back tail bed. He just threw his guns back there, and because he's
Like
old
behind the
dude that
seat?
doesn't pay. No, in the back, in the tail bed of a truck.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
You
and
lived in nice
so
climate. You do that in Canada.
he would leave it out there in the rain and all the weather, go down the dirt roads and have so much dirt piled up in the back that weird shit just started growing out of the back of his truck, and there's the gun still there.
Was it a Winchester?
I think it was actually.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That shit
Well, I know
stayed.
my brother-in-law.
It had a little bit of rust, but everything still worked on it. I think we still have the gun.
Wow, that's so cool. To have
But,
a family. I mean, I have my dad's original hunting rifle.
I never treated a gun like that.
I was raised that if I ever did that to a gun, I'd get my ass whooped. But apparently, when you... I'm sorry, what is that, Mr. Sassy Pants? Well, if you think you're big enough to whoop my ass, you just go right ahead, big boy. I'll bend over and touch my toes. Don't fuck with me.
Hey, gunpowder.
What?
Gunpowder. Gunpowder.
I am
gunpowder.
not muted. My bad.
Is that
Oops.
Tardot?
Hello.
Yes, Tardot talking shit. He said he'd whoop my ass if I treated a gun like that. Listen,
Yeah, we
Tell-
know
you're
he's
gonna
talking
threaten
shit.
me with a good time.
Oh,
I'll just bend over and touch my toes right now.
Oh boy, that's
Tell Tardot that
Make sure you turn your camera on before you do
that
that.
behavior.
channeling owl and anchor. Is that what it is?
No.
What the fuck are you saying?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an Outlaw chat.
And now we're getting it from gunpowder.
I mean, what are you trying to say about my girl?
Well, just that she talks dirty a lot.
I don't talk dirty, Bob.
I actually really kind
We are some nice, respectful young ladies who would never talk dirty on a chat.
Liar.
Yeah, they
You
don't-
must have us mistaken with someone
if
else.
you think that I've gotten dirty on a chat,
I actually,
don't know me. I can get way worse.
I have
She
never
hasn't said a thing about her pocket pussy tonight.
I have never felt this way in my life, but around you girls, I kind of feel like a prude.
You are a prune.
You
Or at
are
least you look
prude.
like a prune.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Bob. I don't mean to traumatize you.
No, it's fine. I mean, I like to act more offended than I am, just because I'm practicing to be a liberal.
How's that going for you?
Well, it's really tiring. I don't know how these people do it. They must sleep.
I know. I bet you have to go through a lot of aspirin just for the headaches that you have. I just listen to them talk and I get a headache. I couldn't imagine trying to be one.
Probably why
I'd be
they
a
use,
walking headache.
probably why they use all those drugs like Adderall and stuff like that.
Man, I wish I
Right.
could get my hands on some Adderall. I could get a lot of shit done in a day.
I don't know, man. When I was younger, I tried
What?
speed. I didn't like it.
I can say
Maybe
this
you
is,
weren't taking the right dose.
Oh no, I was taking lots.
What? Oh. I was going to say this is look back at our kid problem.
Knocking your wedding ring off. Not what's that about? I don't care what YouTube likes. I don't like you not wearing wedding ring.
Wedding ring.
Wow, there's an accident. People talking in the background and what?
Oh no, I
Doing
I
what?
apparently locked up the computer because it's playing a video in the background and he's not even turned on the computer yet. It's kind of weird.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Who
he wasn't
over
turned
there?
on.
Oh, it's the video from Tulsa. The computer. I don't
Which
close anything
one?
out on the computer. That way, when I go back to use it, it's still there.
Okay, Gunpowder. I have a
Blow
question.
shit out over.
I have an answer.
Okay, well, here's the question. Is it Tardot that's not turned on or the computer? Because one's a problem and the other one's not.
I think we're talking about the computer. Hey, Tardot, are you turned on? Are you turned on? Oh, so the computer turns you on. You turn the computer on. Well, this is just taking a totally different turn on a conversation.
What?
Thank you, Mr. Smithers. You're quite good at turning me on.
Turn the computer on. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, you done scared Bob off.
I know. I feel a little bad. I'm sorry, Bob. Come back, Bob.
You're
I'll try to behave.
Now you want him back?
My bad, Bob. I didn't mean to scare you off.
Maybe he's just upset because he wasn't the one turning Tard on. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Midnight might get
I'm
a
not
little
gonna
mad,
touch
though.
that. I don't gonna touch it.
Don't touch this.
I actually sent Midnight a link to come in here, and he never showed up, the asshole.
You can't teach these people any picking good manners these days.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Fucking assholes.
I run these chats. I send people invites. Nobody shows the hell up.
All right, well, I got some good news.
So I'm a nobody now? Thanks.
I come down near all these chats. Hatfield.
Bob back.
Hey, I showed up. Did I?
Angelina, what were you saying?
I'm saying I got some good news, so we don't have to talk about Bob's ball sack or
bacon
or kids or whatever the fuck.
Or him cutting pieces off of himself and feeding it to the dog.
I want to talk.
Or what he does with farm animals.
Or what he does to farm animals.
It's good to talk about.
Anyway, what it was the blue waffles come in tomorrow, and I'm so excited to be surrounded by a sea of fucking blue waffles.
I'm still waiting on you to send me that fleshlight.
It's in
called
my
a pocket pussy.
sock drawer.
It's okay to say it. Pocket pussy.
Well, pocket pussy, whatever.
It's a capital Pussy.
It's like it's modeled after some porn star or something. I don't remember who, but it's a penthouse, if that makes a difference.
Stormy Daniels. It's a Stormy Daniels special.
Oh, I wish it was.
Nice.
I wish it was Stormy Daniels.
It's just a wad of like $100 bills.
I would like stuff my hand in there and be like, "Oh, I'm Trump."
You're just pulling out wads of $100 bills, shoving them
Yeah.
up in there.
Where is that pocket pussy?
Alrighty then.
How does one lose a pocket pussy, Angelina?
Check the dishwasher.
You can have an operation for that. I think.
Oh, the dishwasher. Oh,
I did not know
Never
that you
thought
could
about
put
that.
those in a dishwasher,
again,
but I guess you learn
I never
something
had
new
it.
every day.
Yeah, you got to make them dishwasher safe.
Hey,
If
listen
you
to
don't-
this.
if you don't get
Everyone
it-
be as quiet as possible. Ready? You're going to hear the song of the pocket pussy.
the song of the pocket pussy.
You hear it?
You're actually going to play a song? No, wait a minute. What are the chords? I might.
You got to be quiet to hear it.
No, I want to know the chords. I'll pick my.
Oh God!
You hear it?
That is funny.
Nice.
It's louder in person, I think. I bet if you like,
Most things are.
Okay, my question is that really the pocket pussy though?
yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Wow.
It sounds like one.
I don't
It's not
I've never
moist.
had my hands on one, so I have no clue what they sound like.
They're very mushy and they sound mushy.
If you like lube this thing up and like fucked it a little bit, it'd probably be pretty loud.
Yeah, you can't do that undercover. Like kids are sleeping and you're just like,
I don't think I have any like lube.
Or on an airplane.
just spit.
Spitting it a little bit.
Yeah.
Lotion. It all works.
Me,
And
I like
again, we
Head and
went down a
Shoulders.
rabbit hole.
Head and
Velveeta.
Shoulders
Astro
shampoo.
Glide for the purple bottle, or that wet platinum.
Velveeta.
Liam, I'm sorry, buddy.
Velveeta cheese.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, Troy?
I didn't say it. I
Liam,
was riding off.
you should know by
off
now
whoever
this is
said
the
it.
way these chats go. Every single one of them.
Head and Shoulders and then Velveeta.
Well, head and Shoulders will give you a tingle under your balls that you would never imagine.
Oh, they have that like tingle shampoo at Trader Joe's. I wonder what that's like.
Oh, the
Dude.
tea tree oil.
Yeah, I imagine that's
Oh,
not good for
Tea
you.
tree oil burns.
If you get that in your pee hole, I bet that's game over.
Splash a little Bengay.
There's no girl in this world that is going to want Head and Shoulders going up her vajayjay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I
That's
mean,
not happening.
you don't use it for the girl.
Yeah, it's just like jack off in the shower shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
No. You don't get that tingle anywhere else.
Wow.
I know this guy who used to like fuck a tub of hair gel, like you know those big cheap ones.
What the fuck?
He would like fuck it, and when I was like, "Why would you do that?" Because it's not even like tight.
I'm just
it's
imagining a dude walking into a barber shop and just trying to fuck the barbicide.
Yeah, I'm just
like
imagining
gel.
too.
You know that big blue barbicide like thing with the combs in it? That's what I'm thinking right now in my head.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, this
Just
is like
dipping in
the cheap tubs of hair gel that you get at like the grocery store and shit.
Oh, like Johnny Be Good?
What is
That
it
one
called?
would work.
Like you know, like the cholas would use in their hair.
Oh, hell yeah.
The oil shit?
That's what he would fucking use.
Okay, guys.
You know some weird dudes, girl.
It is 2:24. I figure it's time.
What's the time for?
It's time for a gun check. I want to see who's actually got one close by. Gary, do you have a gun close by?
Always have a gun close by. Well, you saw the one that was in the box, but that don't count. But this one does.
Okay. Yep, that one counts. That one definitely counts. Okay,
That is
Troy.
sticky holster.
Troy,
Yeah, it's sticky.
what do you have?
A gun in my pants.
You wait a minute. You do not have a firearm
Sticky holster.
close to you at the moment.
No, I don't.
That's not good, dude. That's not
I
good.
Not
don't
in the
either.
room.
I don't either.
What happens
Actually-
if somebody breaks into your house? You know.
I'm late. I have a bunch under my bed, but
I'll run into the other room.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Tardot's loaded, so he's got my back.
Troy will just
That's
scream,
fine.
"Spit before you stick it in."
What?
Well,
You know me
As-
too
as-
well.
as per usual, I'm well protected.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
Very nice.
but that's not the only one, of course.
Well, now I want to run and get a gun. I feel unsafe. Oh,
Just
gosh.
die. Who cares?
There's always this one.
Thanks.
Dang, you got a
Just
haircut,
die.
Hatfield.
Yeah, I did. You like that?
Yeah, I need to get one too. Mine's way too long. I mean, look at this stuff. I'm starting to look like a hippie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm thinking about
Like a
shaving my
rock and roll
head.
band.
Hair's way overrated.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Hosh is
I gotta
going
get me a
fucking
hat.
gangster.
That's what I'm gonna call it from now on.
Hosh, do you have anything close by you, buddy?
his bandana.
You're muted.
Hush.
Okay, I got an LCP right there.
Nice.
Somewhere around
Okay.
there. Right there. Right there.
Armament, we
Right
cannot
there?
hear you. You are
Right
muted.
there.
Armament and axes.
Armament, you're muted. Unmute yourself and say something.
Speak to us, man.
I don't think he wants to.
Alrighty, I'm
Is this
unmuted.
Bob's stunt double?
Oh, look at
I like
It's Bob's stunt double. I can tell you this knife right here. I don't know. I almost want to kind of just put it here and shave the hair off my arm.
Did you get that off a cutlery corner?
Oh no! Look! Oh, look at all that hair! Yeah. Look at that.
Was that from Frost Cutlery?
I don't have hair to shave off my arm.
Where is it?
I can't tell what it is. Oh, it's a CRKT.
CRKT.
Nice. I'm just kidding. I love watching Cutlery Corner. It's one of my favorite,
I
Skin
usually
fold.
shave my arms, but I've been
All right,
slacking on that a
I'm gonna put this out again. I'll be back.
Well, I can shave with this one. And it ain't nothing special. It's just
You guys
one
shave
more.
your legs or you like your armpits or anything?
Me? Hell no.
They're dudes.
Good.
Sometimes
I
I-
barely
Kind of a
shave my
dude
face.
shaves his legs or
Sometimes
his
I'll take-
I barely
armpits.
shave my face. Okay, I'm like, I'll shave when I get around to it. I'm like, I'm a hairy mother. Yeah, I'm bald on top. All my hair migrated south to the rest of my body where I didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I could grow a beard, a good, half-ass decent beard, 2 weeks. It would be full, and it's like, God damn, shaving's a pain in the ass.
I'll take the beard trimmer to the armpits every once in a while just to knock it down because
So-
it gets too thick.
Yeah, hey, Joe,
So
we're
what about-
manscaping.
What
It's-
about you, Angelina? Do you shave your head?
No, I don't
Okay.
shave my head, but to be honest, I barely shave my armpits and my legs sometimes too.
Well, that's
No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
That is hot. I like that. I just walked back in and
how
no one's
you're
shaving
thinking.
shit.
I'm just
hey, y'all.
Love it.
All I'm gonna say is this: if shit hits the fan, really hits the fan, who of us among male or female are gonna really worry about? I gotta shave something. Other
Oh,
than
I
that,
wouldn't.
you want to keep clean. Other than that, you're gonna like them. But dude, you're not. Yeah, you know
when
what
the
I'm
zombie apocalypse comes, and I hate when people say that 'cause it's so gay. I will still shave my legs because it's gross if you don't.
Yep.
Well, all I can say is this: is just like get some trimmers and buzz it quick and keep moving. Because
No,
the
I'll
whole
put time into
making sure you got the landing strip looking perfect. Come on, peeps.
You're like, hold on. I got to use the last of our water to get my landing strip correct.
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
Hey.
rinse the shaving cream.
They got to propagate the future, so they still got to look attractive.
The thing is that if you don't shave your legs, it's just uncomfortable.
You're
It's
walking
not
around with
because
a
it's,
fro.
like super nasty. It's uncomfortable.
Hey,
It
you know,
feels
some-
like you're next to a cactus when you sleep at night, and I don't like when my legs ever feel like I have a cactus stabbing me at night.
hey, look, this is the weird thing. I can totally, understand because as a man, if you shaved all your life and decided I'm not going to shave, you see what I mean? It's like
He's got a vibrator going.
I shaved my body yesterday.
the only vibrator. I was going to say I don't have my tumbler on. That's not a
brings
vibrator.
up our next topic, which is shave
Vibrators.
dick areas.
Yeah.
Sometimes kind of weird, but sometimes not.
You got to knock that down too. I got to knock the bush down occasionally.
Yeah,
I
you
think
you definitely gotta.
I'm going. We're guys. Yeah, shit happens. You gotta. It's
No, you
is
gotta
that-
you gotta manscape though. Worst case scenario, you
Yes.
gotta manscape. If you
I put
want
my
anyone to
I
touch
put
it,
my YouTube URL down there. That's what I do. Carve it like a hip hop.
I don't know if you have to manscape because sometimes, like me, I can't grow a good beard, but I can grow a good beard other places, and I want to show off. So
yeah. Okay, but like, I'm sure you don't just let it go crazy. There's a shape to it at least, right?
And then I wear flannel boxers and I look like a lumberjack down there, so it's pretty cool.
Oh dear Lord.
I shave my tartan into my
but it was
hair.
funny.
The only thing I
Is your
shaved
landing
is
strip
my
right?
Hey, Angelina,
I
how
get
about
the
this?
landing strip right.
Is
Yeah,
this
look
good,
at that.
Angelina? How about
Like-
this?
How much
I
is
don't
that thing?
I don't know. And I think it's on a meme site or something.
Hey, there for real though. For real, there's like Avatar or Alien ones or something.
Oh yeah, there's a green one. All kind. There's
Yeah.
like a it's all blue.
I think there's like an alien butthole too.
The worst one though. This is well best or worst depending on your.
It's an alien
yeah,
butt.
thank you. Okay.
I thought
I
alien
know.
buttholes were like had two.
There's some gore.
Damn it.
Yeesh.
I'll show you the worst one. Hold on, let me scale my screen here so it doesn't overshoot the.
Overshoot the landing.
Yeah.
Overshoot the landing strip.
And end up on a solid
yourself.
plate of iron ferrite.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Can't see. Is that Yoda?
Oh my goodness.
I like that.
Oh, they know what to do. That's what prisoners do. You put it in between your bed mattresses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can like
the Schwartz.
Detainees in Guantanamo Bay, you'd always find stuff right there. Like little sandwich bags full of jelly.
oh, because they're fucking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Totally.
sounds convenient.
That's where I learned
that
it from.
How do you like? Isn't it open? How are you fucking it and not everyone watching you while you walk by?
Do you think they care?
They do it at night.
They take a shit out in the open. Do you really think they care about seeing someone
will-
seeing them
there's-
fucking jack
Okay,
off or
so when you're
fucking
working at the
inanimate
detainee
object?
field, it's called a
I know I
cocktail.
don't want to
And-
but you know,
They'll fill up a cup full of anything, whatever it is, and they throw it on the guards. So I don't think
Okay.
they care really about banging a bed. in
Right.
front of people. But
yeah,
all right, I'm
my
about to.
who is a deputy in a jail here in America. Someone has some kind of vibrator going.
Yeah, right?
That ain't me. Unless it's my fan. Nope, ain't my fan.
So,
That is static. That's static going from.
Who is that?
Whose QRM is that?
Is it me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Armin, but I think it's coming from you, honestly.
Yeah,
Oh,
hit me.
it
Hit mute.
stopped. It stopped.
Yeah, now it's gone.
Somebody's playing a joke.
Freaking weird.
Who muted?
Somebody's messing with us. All right, I'm going to show you guys. That's the most awesome knife I own. And if you look close, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
There's
wait,
a line on that blade.
Yeah,
That's a-
Gold Steel.
That's
Nice.
see the name, Cold Steel. This is
Yeah.
from like the 90s.
Yeah, those were great.
Man, this thing is.
Which one is
you
that?
sharpen it- What's that?
Which model is that? Can I see the hilt and the handle? Yeah. Yes. God, what? That's like the Tonto one, right?
Yeah, it's the Tonto. Can you read that?
Yeah, it's Cold Steel. That's a sweet knife. Is it a Vanguard? That's a sweet knife.
I'm trying to think. It says San Mai, the name of the
That's
blade.
the
I
blade.
can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is. If you look close, there's a at the bottom of the blade. I'm not going to get close with my finger. It is very sharp. You can see that line.
Yep.
And that
It's
knife.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
a
it
bimetal
is.
blade with an inner steel core. That's a nice knife. So a lot of Cold Steel knives are really good. They make a lot of good quality stuff. You got to pay a little bit more money because everybody wants to buy cheap shit from Cold Steel, but some of their more expensive knives are really good.
Yes. This one was before Cold Steel started making Chinese or any. No, this is when Cold Steel was still Cold Steel. There's stabbing through car hoods and all that crazy.
Oh,
crap.
those are some of my favorite videos of all time.
Yeah.
They send me all those videos.
Pork carcasses in half.
Just
Yeah,
Lynn
and
Thompson is smashing a goat head with a bat like a warhammer. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
bro.
All I can say is this is honestly, this knife it's a mini samurai. It's a mini katana.
It's a tanto.
This is the closest thing. I own it's a stainless steel katana, but it ain't this. If I had that katana and that length and this blade, oh yeah, but this thing very well made. I could sharpen it.
I was gonna say, based on the size of it and the handle, it's traditionally referred to as a tanto out of the daisho that the Japanese used to carry.
Yeah, I refer to mine as a tanto also.
The wakizashi and the katana are the other ones.
Yeah, you got the tanto, the wakizashi, and the katana, which long, medium, short, and this is the tanto. And yeah, one of the most awesome knives I've ever owned, and I'm pretty sure it's the most awesome. So, and I own a lot of them, but
I had a badass knife. I had a badass knife that I sold, and I always regret it to this day. Remember when Camillus, before they sold to the Chinese, they were making those 5-inch the folders, the 5-inch folders.
Camillus, they used to be real good.
So I had the 7-inch model.
Everybody sold to the Chinese, even Gerber. Oh, come on, guys, really? Yeah.
This is pre-Chinese USA.
But
pre-battle war.
So they had the 5-inch
Afghanistan.
They had the 5-inch stiletto, and then they had the 5-inch Bowie knife. But they also made a 7-inch, and it was called the Cuda Gibbs. Cuda was the blade or the knife style, and they only made, I think, 200 of them. And I was able to get my hands on one of them, and I sold it. I never should have sold it. They're really hard to find.
One of the best knives I ever had was a Spyderco. I was helping a buddy of mine move some lumber in his pickup truck, and the rope came loose, and I had to go back and retie. And I pulled my knife out to cut off something, and I left it lay on the tail or the bumper. Yeah, and it's like, shit.
Spydercos are awesome.
I miss that knife, man. And the funny thing is I lost the knife, but I never really lost it because, it was my EDC knife at the time, and I had put these other pair of pants on to go do something kind of formal or something. Come home, okay, got to do this. Took them, didn't take the knife out, hung the pants back up. I had them on for like an hour. They're not dirty, And it was like 2 months later, I'm banging around in my closet, and my knife falls out of them pants, and I'm like, it was like the lights came on. Oh, angel sang, there it is. Yeah. So it was funny, and I didn't really lose it, but and then I finally lost it, and I was like, I love that knife.
So this is actually that knife. This is from Blade Forums when I sold it. I just found it online. That's the knife. It was a 7-inch blade.
Is that spring assisted or anything? Or?
No, but the guard is attached to the blade, so you could wave it open out of the pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was tip up carry, so it was easy to wave out if you had a pocket big enough to put a 7-inch knife into.
Right. It's like the Emerson design. I mean, that basically is Ernie Emerson's design, the wave design.
Yeah. It's on both sides though, so they didn't
This makes me depressed.
Because your knife is missing still?
Freaking internet.
Yeah.
I'm here.
You'll find it.
Right here's the knife that I want.
I can't.
Oh, is that some kind of crazy tracker variant?
That's what I was thinking. It looks like
that
a tracker.
is a William Collins custom.
What's that guy who made the tracker? Dan something or other?
Dan something, yeah. They had a movie just like
The Hunted.
that knife. Yes, The Hunted. Yeah.
That's a shitty knife, though. The whole thing is
not
stupid.
good for any. It looks cool.
It's not good at anything it does.
Right.
Well, this one is good at everything it does.
Yeah. What's the blade length though? It doesn't look like it's over 5 inches. Looks like it's 4 inches.
5 and
5/8. Okay. There's a whole mindset that if you're going to get an outdoor knife, you need to have something that like can duplicate. You can hack with it. So you want something that's over 6-7 inches. But I don't know. I don't really care either way. Hell, I'll carry a what's that cheap Swedish knife that everybody has?
Mora.
Mora.
I've got
Mora.
one.
Yeah, I have the
Moras
fire
are
steel
awesome.
Mora. The fire steel Mora is what I carry most of the time when I'm out there.
Well, there's a video out there with him taking this knife, hammering it into a tree, and then bouncing up and down on it.
Oh wow.
That is a strong freaking knife, brother. I mean, just look at that. I think that's the littler one. That's the companion.
Oh, let me see. What's the companion look like? Oh, no! Oh, I like that shape. That's pretty cool. Got all the advantages of the armor-piercing tip of the Tonto edge there.
Yeah.
What's the blade dimensions on that back half? Is it actually a different angle? So halfway through the blade, it looks like it kind of changes angle. See how it's got it's got a really progressive angle in the front half, and then the back half it's got like a steep angle to it.
Yep.
So yeah, it's very much like a tracker. It looks like
it's got 3 points on the front, 1 on the back, or 2 on the back. He wanted to design a perfect knife for, well, here you go, the woodlands, combat, survival, and the kitchen.
This is the knife, my outdoorsy quote unquote knife. This one right here. It's a Muddy M6.
That looks sweet.
That's the one that I carry most often. If I'm gonna carry a heavy ass knife, because that thing is heavy.
That's not a knife.
But I will own one of those William Collins knives before the end of this year. I will have one of those in my possession.
What do they run? How much do they run?
That one is hold on.
Was it like $250?
Yes, close to it.
But that's MSRP though.
$240, and
that's not bad.
Let's see. Expected ship date will be confirmed with payment confirmation, but will exceed 120 days.
Yeah, because it's custom, right?
Yep, it's completely handmade.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's not bad for a custom like that. For a 5 5/8 knife, $250, pretty good. Wood handle, right? Was that a brass guard on it?
Wood handle, brass guard, and it comes with did y'all see the sheath that it comes with?
I don't know that I paid attention.
Let me show you this.
Show me that.
Show us the good stuff.
There's the sheath.
Sparklers.
Kydex? Wait.
No, it's leather.
Sorry, it's jumping around on you. Wait, what am I? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. Okay. Oh, wow, that thing's crazy. Oh, so it's got an Altoids tin container holder too.
Yep.
So it's part Kydex because it looks like it's got a ferrocerium rod on the side and it's got an upper retention thing. I like that it's got a little pivot divot there in the middle of the handle in case you want to go from
Pivot.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
Divot.
It's made for a bow saw or a.
Oh, it's a bow saw pivot. Okay, got it.
It's not a bow flex. It's a bow saw.
I gotta find it now.
Differentiate. Yeah.
But yeah, it's they're not cheap at all. But I want one. And you figure, if you're going to only carry one knife, you want that one knife to be able to do multiple things.
Yes.
They say that. That's true.
But you were talking about the Moras earlier. I own 2 Moras, and I love them.
Yeah.
They're great knives. They're hardy. They retain an edge like nobody's business.
So here's a knife that everybody should add to their list, and it's cheap, really easy to get.
Yeah.
It's called a Zvord peasant knife. It's a friction folder.
Spell it. SVJORD.
And actually, there's got a rust spot right there because it's carbon steel.
Is it Swedish?
I think so.
It might be
Swedish.
Is it Swedish?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like.
It's good. It's a really nice knife, and it's got a pretty thick blade. I think it's $50 for this thing.
Cool.
I got to get in there and touch it up. Sharp
Well,
though, comes really nice.
You know, everybody says, "Oh, carbon steel, it'll rust." And you know something?
Oh yeah, it does. It totally does, and then that's okay.
But
Clean
you
it
know
up. You're
something?
fine.
You know something?
You're fine.
Just take care of that carbon steel because that's some of the best shit that it's good stuff.
Oh, I mean, it's going to rust. That is true. You just clean it and then throw some oil on it and make sure you do it. I just haven't touched that in a while, so you know.
Well, this is the knife I
It's
carry,
pretty cool though.
and it's a cheap little.
Let me see.
Klein.
You're saying this is the knife? You're gonna turn your camera on so you can see it?
I'm looking at it.
My camera is on.
I can't see it. I'm not.
Well, you're
What is
blind.
that?
That is a Klein.
Oh, clean. Yeah. How do you like that?
I love it. This is the one I take to work.
I
Now,
only see
when I
Avatar.
go out to the woods or whatever, I take this one. As you can see, it's beat to hell. And it's an old Kershaw. So
I love my Kershaw.
ain't nothing wrong with a Kershaw knife, man. And this thing holds an edge. It's used to have a little cushion right there, but that's long gone.
I used to have a Kershaw. It was orange, and I don't know where it is now. Now I have nothing.
Your ex took it.
What's my other really?
I don't
Shoot.
know. He didn't take that.
Okay, this is the other one that's really good if you can get them. It's a bit more money though because you're buying Benchmade, but the 942, the Osbornes.
Yes.
Now, hold on a minute. I got to show y'all something.
This one's a blue model. They only made a couple of these. This is a limited edition. 2000. It's stamped October 2000 on it. And I beat the crap out of it. Man, I beat the
18 years now.
I know, man. It can vote. It can vote.
So, it feels the burn.
And then yeah, it definitely feels the burn.
That wave technology right there.
Oh yeah, them Emersons. Is
Yeah.
that a proper Emerson or is that a?
I'm not spending $200 on any damn knife.
The
No.
problem with the Emersons is that there are a lot of chisel grinds. I don't like chisel grinds.
You
So
like
I like
flat,
the Boker.
full flat?
Yeah, full flat chisel grind. That's a Boker, right?
No. That was as far as the grind. Here's a full flat grind.
No. That Emerson that you showed, what was that?
It's a Kershaw Emerson.
That's it,
combo.
Kershaw, not a Boker.
Yeah.
Here's another. There you
Ooh.
go.
A Bala song.
Yeah, this is my kit. I built this one. I still have to mill the handles out. I have a ton of knives all over the place.
Yeah. There's a little OKC Rat 1.
Oh yeah, that's a good knife too.
Yeah, I love these things.
Right there is my pride and joy.
Ooh, a case.
Oh, yes.
Those are nice. I like that bone.
And I paid dearly for this.
I bet.
Where is my? Oh boy,
There's one of my high dollar knives here now.
It's knife turned into a knife chat. Awesome. Oh, here we go. This is some good stuff here.
Everything
what
you
is that?
need to clean game right there.
What's your knife, Gizzard, that you were showing?
This
Yeah.
is an Ozark Trail.
Oh yeah, Walmart
Sweet.
special 650. Baby.
Nice. It looks good.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Hey,
knives.
if it works,
Yeah.
use it.
And
Right.
this is the newer model I have here.
Oh, they got a new model now.
Gizzard's on my level.
A little
So-
bit smaller.
So check this out. Here's this
Ooh, you got a
knife.
case too?
Is this gonna show up?
I can't.
It's saying Beer Scout,
Nice.
and then look at my little bead that I got on it.
But now here's the
That is
granddaddy.
sweet.
And then so it's got a sheep's foot main blade, which is pretty cool,
Yep.
right? But then it's got a big old, really usable bottle opener on it. And these, who makes this? It's a GEC. What is that? Great Eastern Cutlery, something Eastern Cutlery. They're kind of like the up and coming Case company. I don't know if you guys have heard of them before. GEC. Like if you watch Cutlery Lover, he's got a couple of them. He talks about them all
You
the time.
guys are like girls with purses right now.
Yeah, except ours don't cost thousands of dollars. Yeah, Great Eastern Cutlery. Okay, so check this guy. I'm gonna post the link internally. So their stuff, man, is
That's an alligator
like Case. It's like Case, but their values are gonna go way up, like big time. They have super, super cool knives.
Alligator knife.
Who's got the alligator knife?
You got the alligator knife.
I got the alligator knife.
It's an alligator knife. Like, open it. Look, open it. It's like an alligator.
And there's good old American leather.
This is called a leaf shaped blade though.
The wingman.
Alligator.
Okay, alligator. I'll call it an alligator.
Because it's got a contraption.
Yeah, my little zip tie.
Oh shit! Look at that.
Ooh, we're pulling out multi-tools now? Okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, I got a multi-tool. This is the multi-tool everybody needs to have because you'll beat the crap out of it and you won't care. The Leatherman, what is it, Sidekick? Wingman.
I got the wingman here.
Yeah, the Wingman. Totally amazing for the price.
Is that what you said?
Right
Is that what you got, Gizzard?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wingman.
How much is that thing?
I don't know. What is it? $20?
Not that much. No.
It's great.
It's good stuff.
If I depended on this for work, I wouldn't use it. But like for every day, just randomly, it doesn't have replaceable blades on the wire cutters though. That's the only downside to it. I take it backpacking with me when I go out, like to do my soda stuff for radio. Like this is the knife I take.
The cost is nothing. If you break it, you go buy a new one.
Oh, here's one. Oh, Jesus Christ! I gotta fix that. Hold on. Can't let that stay.
And I brought a watch just to stay ahead of the game because I figured someday it's gonna turn into the watch, showing off your little watches.
Oh please!
Well, see, I don't wear
Little
watch.
watches.
Apple Watch. Apple Watch.
Oh, nice.
Gizzard wins. Gizzard wins.
What? This is a Garmin
Gizzard fucking
Phoenix
wins.
H3.
Throw that thing on the floor, Troy. Who cares?
Look at that customizable
Gizzard
watch
wins.
face.
Okay. Gizzard wins.
Sorry, guys, I gotta get out. My phone's about to die.
Here you go. I got you.
Oh, don't leave us.
I got you.
Was that an AV8?
That's it's a Maritac Pilot watch.
Okay.
No, Gizzard won.
Full automatic. It's an automatic, man. You can't. Automatic knives get immediate 10 points over every other watch that is not an automatic.
Apple
Sorry.
Watch.
Why does the Apple Watch win? What?
I was the one with the Apple Watch.
I do too.
Okay, do any of y'all have one of these?
What? I don't know what it is.
The fuck?
Looks like something big and orange.
Oh, a fillet
Yeah,
knife?
Angelina likes orange.
I want
She
that.
likes them big and orange.
Let's see. And the amazing thing about it is the sheath. Let me
Well,
tell you
here-
something about this sheath.
If we're gonna play that game,
Okay, well, here's something completely ridiculous.
All
Gary's
right.
get naked. Gary's
I'm gonna
get
step
naked.
up my game here. Here we go.
A zombie color-themed elephant toe.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. I like that.
Look here.
Oh my god. He's
The
got
perfect
superior tools.
fishing knife.
He can reshoot horses with that thing.
It can grip fish. That's what it's meant for.
Nice.
Yep.
Was that? A lot of other
Bet you don't have one of these at your desk.
What is it?
A tire pressure gauge?
Tire pressure.
Nope.
I don't. It's in my car.
Mine's in the garage.
I'm prepared for anything, including checking tire pressure.
Here's
I
your.
guess so.
Here's an odd Spyderco.
Ooh.
No, I like that.
It's
That's
called a
pretty-
roadie. It's a slip joint. The Spidey
Oh,
hole
really?
is totally not usable. It's got finger divots.
Nice.
I've taken this through TSA like so many times.
That's so interesting.
I have a. I guess it's probably a bad game to have, but I hide like knives all over my carry-on bags, and I go through TSA. I've never gotten caught. Like I have a Bear Grylls crappy Gerber that I want them to take from me, and they will never find it because it's in my my little toiletries bag. They've never found it. I made a video on it. They'll never get them.
And you're not a cool kid. unless you have one of these.
Oh damn! There you go.
Oh, I don't have
wins.
anything
Game.
Alan Anchor.
Over.
Gizzard wins.
I have to go get all my G-Web stuff now. Although
I think I got some pieces.
you have some pieces I don't have that are probably more limited than what I have.
And this. You gotta have this too. There you go.
Second Amendment card.
You betcha. Get back here.
I got that black gun show loophole tours, black and orange gun show loophole tours ticket.
Okay, so have you seen the Bill of Rights that's printed on the metal credit card?
Yes.
So you know what you're supposed to do with that, right? The joke that goes along with that?
No.
So when you go through the TSA, you dump everything out of your pockets, but you leave the metal card in your pocket, and then you go through the metal detector, and they'll say, "Sir, do you have something in your pocket?" And then you say, "Oh, it's just my rights. Here, take my rights," and you hand it to them.
Okay,
They love
everybody
when you
show
do
your Alan Anchor cards. Let's go.
I bet they love that. Oh, Troy's got one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I got another orange knife. There you go.
I don't have one of those.
Well, why not?
I like that knife.
Opinels number 7.
Oh, I love open L's.
Opinels are nice. So somebody on Blade forums a long time ago, they're like, Opinels are great if you're going on like a romantic picnic with your lover and you're going to cut cheese and maybe a bit of salami with it, but it's completely dog shit for anything else. I folded the blade on this thing like 3 times. It's such a tiny blade. It's so soft.
It's just a little French knife. It's made to give up.
Yeah, it does. It does with gusto.
Now, I know Alan isn't here, but I have his wrench.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Zing.
Hey, who invented the white flag of surrender?
Nice.
The French. The French.
Okay, I'm turning the camera off. Y'all sure you're sick of seeing my ugly mug.
Oh, it's kind of keeping the bugs away from my screen, though. You might want to turn that back on.
This is I don't know what this is. It's a noisemaker. I use this to torment the hell out of my dog. This makes sounds that are, I know, gonna blow it right now.
My dog.
It's pretty good.
I forgot I had
Like an
headphones
elk.
on.
Sounds like an elk having a seizure.
Or an orgasm, one or the other.
A golf ball.
There you go.
Nice.
Well, shoot, I'll just turn my camera around and we can just go around my. Hold on, here we go. Which way can I turn this? Do I have enough slack? Oh, I got more slack. Here you go. Have that.
So much orange.
You got a cat.
We got a SOG switch multi-tool. This thing sucks. AVE ruler from the YouTube channel with optional LED light. You guys follow AVE?
Nope.
Nope.
No idea.
The bottle opener.
The bottle opener from the stream. All of my God, there's so much stuff in here. You got my flasks, my foldable felonies right here.
And all. I see
Yeah.
some runs.
Foldable felonies?
The foldable felony. It's a coin purse that you clip it over your belt loop, folds over, and then when you need it, you pop it out and you bash people in the head with it, and then you get a felony.
Okay.
It's called a foldable felony.
Alrighty then.
This is a Buddha machine. That's orange, so that's good.
Sweet.
Not gonna argue with that.
Oh, I've got some glowy orange balls.
I like those.
I just got some of those.
That's a dream come true.
The thumbchucks? Thumbchucks?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have mine in.
From VidCon. They gave them to me.
Hey, I got a
get
pair
one.
of sap gloves somewhere. You know what a sap is? It's a lead shot.
Oh, yeah.
I got a pair of sap gloves somewhere that it's got that over the knuckles.
That
on both
Kydex
hands.
holster looks sad.
Which one?
Somewhere. I don't know where the hell they're at.
Oh, I
It
don't know.
is. It's one that I made myself. So
Hey, wait a minute. I
it was
see
like
green.
one of my first ones.
Oh, you make holsters?
Yeah, just for fun.
Oh, there's
Oh.
But thank you for making fun of it.
my G-Webs patch.
It is sad.
God, I have so
I
much-
did it. If I knew that you had made it, I wouldn't have made fun of it.
She's clowning you on your Kydex, bro.
I know, dude.
That's fine. That looks way better than I thought it did before. Is the camera angle?
But then she was like, "That's sad, though."
I know. She totally said it. She's like, "No, that looks sucks."
Ridiculous. Wait, let me see it. Hold on, let me see it. I didn't actually see it.
Really?
Wait, what the hell? Yeah, you need a heat gun, bro.
What the hell?
I
This
mean,
ain't even
More pressure.
this
Yeah,
ain't even Kydex, so this is just some plastic that I found.
it's like felt.
Then
That's not bad though. I mean, it probably works fine, right?
Fuck no. It like falls out the back.
No, it don't work.
Nope.
That's
Fuck that noise.
all I can say
It's
is
not
this:
good.
I've made a lot of holsters out of leather over the years, and most of them work pretty good because I stole everybody else's design and made my own. But yeah, if that gun ain't secure, that's not a good thing.
No, it's
That's not good, dude. That's not good. I got the loosest holster in the West.
but this I just pulled out for fun. This is one. of them.
That's funny.
Okay, well, that's enough for the show and tell. Unless you want to go over to the radio desk, which is over there. Just all radios all the time.
Nice.
Aside from the radios we were just looking at.
I'm looking at our screen here. Brother that goes by the name of Hosh, Hosh. Is that you?
Yes.
Okay, I see a green screen behind you.
Yes.
Got one of those. Do you use that for gaming, or do you do podcasts or with green screening? I'm just curious because we're getting into that too.
I do a weekly
For the lives?
weekly live stream on ham radio on
Oh, look who woke up.
my YouTube channel called Hashnasi. Same name.
And it's a cool background.
It's actually 7 p.m. tomorrow or today, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I do at least an hour long show on ham radio.
7 p.m. Pacific?
Yes.
So you're
Pacific
what, on
Standard
the
Time.
West Coast?
I am. I'm in California, behind enemy lines.
Yeah. I'm in Ohio, so, I'm just
Oh,
going,
dude,
okay, that's...
your place is going to be popping in next month. You got the Hamvention. Dayton Hamvention is the biggest ham radio show in like the entire world.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, so many bitches are gonna be there.
So
They're
many
gonna
bitches, dude. The after party is in.
Are you going to be here? Are you going to
No.
come this way?
I wish. Probably next year. I think I'm going to go next year.
I was
Okay,
looking.
I say that- I say that- I say that
if
every
you were,
year.
hit me up.
I say
would
that every
go
year.
to
It
the
doesn't
shooting
matter if
range.
it's shot
Maybe
show.
if
It
we
doesn't
get some
matter.
pussy.
It doesn't matter. Every next year.
Okay,
Well,
ladies and gentlemen, calm it down for a second. I gotta say hello to G Webs. G, how you doing, buddy?
G Webs is here. He is in the house. You there?
Well,
Pause for dramatic effect.
I'm back and forth.
he's back and forth. He said,
Hey, G.
Thanks for hosting them.
"No, not a problem, brother. You know I run these about every night. You're always welcome, G Webs."
Hey, G Webs. You there, man? I was asked earlier. I got 3/4 of the story and part of the story and half the story from you. And
There we go.
the story about how you ended up in handcuffs and what you had said to me was something about you ended up at the police range and it was late. You had to sleep. And yeah, and honestly, I'm like, okay, I didn't get the whole story. And I remember you were teasing me in one of the shows one night about, oh, we'll do this. And, and I never got the whole story. I just curious, man. And I would love to hear you tell the story of how it happened from your words.
All right. So the main thing was that I was driving right before that. I left Tucson at 1 and got there at like 8 in the morning. So I was exhausted from driving. It wasn't like it was late in the day or anything. And then Nut's instructions were to go in the back and not worry about signing in because he was a member and we were just his guests. So all I had to do is drive in instead of park at the range. So because of those two things, I was not thinking, I guess. Got to the range and the signage there is shitty. So got there and parked, and then I was like, I'm here. He's like, yeah, I'm here too. See ya. And that was the end of it. And then I woke up with them already in the van. And it took, I think we figured it out from the dash cam. It took like 14 minutes for them to figure out what the fuck. Basically, they had to just give me a chance to wake up and figure out I wasn't where I thought I was, so that I could figure out, like, oh, okay, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. These guys aren't just hassling me for no reason. I thought they were just running me out of a range, like, very violently because I was parked or something.
So in other words, it was a police range, kind of private. You shouldn't have been there, but like you said, coming in tired, drove miles, and go here.
No signage at all. There's no signage at all. I got it on the dash cam. You can't even tell where you are, other than I parked next to a bunch of cops and an MRAP. There's no signage.
Jesus!
Wow.
But I've been to a million ranges. I'd have 100% confidence if they would have arrested me for trespassing that I would have been like, yeah, please. Like, there's nothing here that says it's a police range at all, except for some cop cars. And I own a cop car. You don't have to be a cop to own a cop car. And I've been to plenty of ranges where the people laying around are inexpensive cop cars. You know, the shooting vehicles and stuff are old cop cars.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, they were cool. I mean, at first I was just some weird guy on their range who was sleeping there. Once they figured out I wasn't a threat to them, they were like, look, dude, you're supposed to be on that side of the fence. I was like, oh, shit.
Not a problem. So did they actually put you in handcuffs? I heard that you ended.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I wasn't happy about having fucking dudes in my van, and they weren't happy not being listened to right away.
Exactly. But you had legal firearms, nothing problem.
I've never had problems with guns since it's the same way. They think they probably broke into the van, figured out I was there. From what I remember them saying, like, they seen me, thought I was dead, like I died in my van or something. Then they seen me alive and were like, oh, okay. Then they seen my gun and they're like, oh, he's got a gun. Let's draw on him. And then they dragged me out of there and did my shit. Figured out I got his valid CCW. And then I was probably like a normal gun dude. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got guns. Big deal. You know, I think if I would have been all shifty about it, like, oh, I don't know, maybe I got a gun, maybe I don't. It's a definition.
In other words, you complied. You complied and said, "Hey,
I was just." They were actually cops. Like, their demeanor, they weren't bad guys. Bad guys would have just killed me, right? So once I'm like,
bad guys would just rip your door open and okay. So in other words, you complied and you went, "Okay, dudes, sorry, I crashed here. I'm complying."
Here's the dude you need to arrest. His name is P226 Nut, and he's his motherfucker, and he's the guy. Go arrest him.
Is that who you're going out to meet?
Well, he's the fucker that said that it was his range and just go in the back and.
Oh man, that's classic.
Just goes and parks in the back, and I'm like, the guy. I'll show you the instructions on my phone, where the asshole was like, go in the back and don't bother to sign in, just hang out.
So wait a minute. You're telling me that
chat just got
lit.
Dano's here.
This is now the Daily Gun Show. So sorry.
Oh man.
All right, hang on, play it. Let's do it.
It's 11:59.
11:59.
Your watch is way off.
Yeah, because it's like 3 a.m. here, but whatever. I don't have to work in the morning.
Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall.
It's against the wall.
It's against the wall.
John has a long mustache.
It's the intro.
Oh, that's to you, G Webs. I know it was.
No, we're doing the intro, man. Chill.
So we don't have ever guests.
Hey, G Webs, I love your freaking Wolverine thing. That was you hitting all the spots that the thing was filmed at. It was pretty cool because. Yeah, that was my childhood too. So.
This way. Those spots are there. Every other YouTube channel, every other TV show, every other blog just decided not to go there. That's a decision they make every single day.
Isn't that weird? No, it's not. They don't want to
values. That's all.
Oh no. What? Yeah.
I'm curious. Was that movie a financial success?
The first one.
Yes.
I heard, it was pretty big hit. So
I mean, it was kind of a good movie at the movie theaters, I guess. It was at a time when there was a lot of movies like that.
Hey, G, how old are you? Mid 50s, early 50s, late 40s? I'm 51.
Like 16.
He's like,
You're-
he's like
15.
75.
I'm 29 and holding, but I just curious. I graduated in 85, so, you know, born in 66. And, you know, I watched those movies.
9.
What's that?
I graduated in 89.
Yeah, I'm just a pinch older. So, yeah, you grew up watching that stuff. And, you know, at the time, man, some of the stuff we watched in the movies was like, man, that was awesome. And now we kind of go back and watch it. And honestly, I still love Red Dawn, but you go back and watch it and you do see the cheesiness of a lot of things. So, yeah, that's all I'm saying. I love the concept of the movie, though.
Heretic. No.
Burn
the witch.
What was that bottle you just had? I love that.
Oh, that's funny. No. What about the new one? What about the new Red Dawn?
No,
Don't waste your time.
No, you know, I watched it and it was good action. And I kind of like the way they put it together, but it wasn't.
Communist watched it and said, "How can we kind of have the same things happen, but make the communists actually win?"
Yeah, well, they made them. What did they make them? North Koreans in the second one. Yeah.
Did they, or they were Chinese? And they made them North Koreans.
Were they? I think they were North Korean. But
whoever they are decided it would be strategically effective to send massive planes full of paratroopers over and then just have them randomly drop into neighborhoods, because that's the way you take over a giant country full of people.
Speaking of North Korea,
Well,
you happen to say?
What?
Yeah, I seen that. Missile Boy walked across the border and shook hands with the
Moon,
the South Korean guy. So yeah, good to go.
I haven't
Let's see
seen
what
it.
happens.
Heard it on the radio.
Yeah. You know, everybody's going, "Oh, Trump made it happen." Well, maybe in an extent, because maybe Trump went, "Hey, look, dummy, stop being stupid."
I think Trump, if he made it happen, it was in the fact that he got voted in. So that means there's a country full of people who aren't just sitting around being led, and they are at least loose cannons. And now he's over there bombing the shit out of Syria, which may or may not be politically correct for everybody. And he's probably like, well, am I going to be the next politically correct and decision this dude makes? So he may not have been afraid of Trump, but he might be afraid of us. We're letting Trump lead us right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, you made a good point. I mean, the Syrian thing, they used weapons to get on their own people, just like Saddam Hussein did. But it was like we went in and hit all the chemical producing, but they were strategic targets. Boom, 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 boom. You really can't make any more of that shit. And then we kind of went, all right, now we're just going to sit back and watch you. So, with Korea, North Korea, I don't know, man. It's like China, who's backing them? The Russians, who knows? But something happened because North Korea and South Korea are now talking, and they're like, so I don't know. I honestly don't trust the North Korean leader, but wait and see what happens. Because, like you said, though, I honestly believe that Trump did something that made something happen. I'm going to wait and see what the result is, but
well, you got to remember, in the beginning, people loved Hitler too.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, I want to trust our leadership, but you have a point, and that's the thing. It's like, and I just seen something that somebody said that the big walkouts with hogwash and all that happened on Hitler's birthday. It was the same date as Hitler's birthday, and I went, was it? I didn't fact check it. I want to fact check it, and if it is, I'm gonna go, wow, that's coincidental, isn't it? Yeah. There's a lot of controversial crap going around, and people are swayed so easily, and it just, I've lived long enough to go, come on, people, wake up, stop being sheeple. That's all I can say.
I thought John Z was going to be in here, but he's not.
Well, John Z's from New York. You have to keep that in mind.
I know, that's why I love him.
And the idea is when you're in New York to sleep as much as possible so you don't have to deal with the fucking people there.
I am going to be in New York in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
I will say a prayer for you, Angelina.
Thank you.
Every night.
Thank you.
Lord, let her keep her sanity.
I lost it long ago, but if I don't wake up with my ass bleeding and a dollar stapled to my shirt, I think I'm ahead of the game.
That was funny.
Actually, it's not far from the truth, depending on which part of New York you're going to.
Well, yeah. So I'm just going to ask, how many of you guys live? How big a city do you live in? I don't want to know. How big of a city do you live in? I mean, the city I live in, I think's probably under 30,000 people. I don't think it's that big. So
my city is equivalent to the size of Tucson.
50,000 in my city.
Okay, Tucson's pretty big.
1,000.
1,000?
1,000.
That's a small town, brother.
And half of them have the same last name.
How far away is that from any major city?
I don't know what you define as a major city.
50,000, 100,000 bigger.
Oh, okay.
Sites.
I'm about 30 minutes away from the state capital, which is Topeka, and it's about 125,000.
Is that Kansas?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in. Hey, I lived in Overland Park, Kansas, suburb of Kansas City, Kansas, back in '86 or '7, somewhere in there.
Yeah, my sister lives there now.
In Overland Park? Cool.
Yep.
Small world, ain't it?
Yep.
No, yeah. And that's the thing, man, that a lot of, you look at how people think and culture and everything, and it's like, there's so much going on in this big city with all these people in a pen like sheep thinking, oh, this is what we got to do. But when you look out over the country, a lot of us live in smaller, and we don't think that way. We don't want to think that way. And it's like, come on, really? And unfortunately, the mainstream media follows the people in the cities and not the people out here going, what?
And the people in the cities ain't there because they got suckered into it, and now they're duped and they can't figure out or afford to get out of the pile that they're all stuck in. They're living there efficiently because they love the idea of touching somebody with each of their elbows like 24 or 23 hours of the day.
They love the idea of people like using the sidewalk as a bathroom.
Seriously, people aren't.
I'm not kidding. Go to LA, dude. Go to LA.
You're not.
They got in New York, from what I hear. They got the bathrooms right. Okay, whatever.
But I'm saying, don't think of it as these people are forced to be there, unlucky enough to have to stay there. Like it's cheaper to be in the city or some shit. Like those people want to be there. They enjoy it and they like it. And part of being shuffled together like sliced bread is that they've got like sheep, dude. Sheep are confined and they would wander if they weren't confined by fences. That's what I'm trying to say. Open your fucking mind. Think of them as fucking playing cards. They want to be shuffled together in order to be tightly together because they want to be. They're not magnetically attracted because they have to be. They're not forced in there by an outside, fence. It's because they intend to comply with each other and lay like spoons or lay like cards. It's their mindset. So you don't think of it as
something that's,
and let's give them a way out. That's not their mode. Their mode is they want to lay comfortably together. So figure out a way to talk to them in a way that they understand, and maybe you can show them that we're not trying to fucking rip them out of there, and we're not trying to get in. Like, leave us the fuck alone. We'll leave you the fuck alone, and have better expectations of what they can do and what they need, because they have unrealistic expectations of what the rest of the world's gonna do, and Anyway, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, because to be honest, they probably don't even view our lifestyle or other people's lifestyle as even halfway logical. Like they don't want to have. They couldn't probably fathom the idea of being dropped off somewhere and having to subsist.
Yeah, they're like, why would you not want to be at Pringles? We're all potato chips, but we're fucking Pringles. We work better. We're in tubes. Like our fucking life is perfect. You people are all weird and normal, and you need a whole fucking bag. And you don't even use that whole bag.
Well, like, I mean, part of it is they're wrapped up in the convenience of it. Because when you got people on top of people, everybody's willing to sell something or provide a service that they're unwilling to do on their own.
It's to your fucking.
That's what I was going to hit on, the convenience.
That's right. They're looking for the convenience of it, even if it means that occasionally they might be faced with violence. They don't care. They'd rather the convenience is so much more important than the concept of potential violence to them. And now California is a perfect example because we can't even have guns.
If you understand the big picture and you know that their method of getting milk to their face is different than how you actually get milk to exist and then find a way to get it to your face, right? So it's only convenience when you understand that. Otherwise, it's just fucking reality, dude. If you've never experienced where milk comes from, then milk comes from a store, right? So
well, they might conceptually understand it. They might conceptually understand it, but it's a thing they never have to bother themselves with. You know what I mean?
But I don't think they go, I'm not going to bother myself with milk system today. I think they just deal.
G-Webs, have you had milk straight from the cow?
No.
I have.
I'm sorry.
20 years ago.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, where's the milk come from? I just.
On the kitty, or did you milk it?
I don't really drink milk.
Actually, I went out with my buddy when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and they milked cows, and we took it in the house, and I drank it.
We just
kind of have a
around.
Nutrition thing that, like, I think adults really shouldn't drink milk. That's just a nutrition thing for me.
Okay, I drink a lot of milk, and it keeps me healthy in my bones. Since I got osteoarthritis, it really helps my bones. So
I don't.
Getting old sucks. I mentioned that.
I don't know the science behind any of that, but I don't know that that's necessarily true. I don't know. If it works for you, great. Keep doing it.
That's what
I do
I'm
eat a lot of
saying.
cheese, though.
Ooh, I love cheese.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's different because it's a little bit, it's not fermented, but it's coagulated.
It's molded because that's pretty much cheese is a culture, which mold.
You want to know the amazing thing about cheese? Renin. You familiar with the concept of renin? Renin is the coagulant that comes out of the stomach of mammals. That's what they sprinkle into cheese to make it separate the curds versus the whey. The whey is what you piss out, and the curds are what's actually the milk solids that you turn into poop. The only way you make cheese is by using renin, which comes from the stomach of mammals. It's pretty amazing. That's why vegan cheese is such an interesting concept, because they had to come up with another reaction to make the curd separate from the whey.
Another catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm watching Kim Jong-un cross over the Korean border right now, which is just blowing my mind.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know, 3-4 hours.
Did they have rifles pointed at him?
No, well, yeah, sure. I'm sure there's rifles.
I'm sure rifles were pointed from both sides, but you just didn't see them.
But what did it look like? Was it
It's hospitable. He's shaking the hands of the South Korean. What did they call him? The president or whatever he is, his title he holds.
I mean, I guess is he personal?
And they both stepped back on the north side, shook hands again. It's pretty amazing, dude. I don't know.
Wait and see. I hope. I honestly, every time I see stuff like this, I'm like, I'm gonna think positive about it. But I've learned through time that don't think too positive and be cautious and hope for the best. It's kind of how you look at a survival situation.
I don't know, man.
But be prepared for the worst.
He doesn't have the Cold War. He doesn't have like a question mark with a superpower that hates us and is arming up to do the world, destruction. So he's now an outcast, and he's got fewer and fewer people that are willing to stand behind him and go,
people are dying.
Yeah.
And so he's not in the same position as it would have been. Yeah, I would agree with you back in like the 70s or something. If something like this, I'd have been like, yeah, what's the real long game here? But I bet you this guy's just looking for a way to quit being a dick.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Quit being a dick.
I think he postured. I think so. He talked to Trump, and you got to meet Trump or whatever, and then he postured. He's like, okay, we were able to successfully.
I thought they're about to meet, and that'll be the precedent.
They've talked. I think they talked.
Yeah.
But they went through this whole. He went through his whole posturing from the nuke thing, and he's like, okay, well, we're good with nukes now. We're going to end our nuke program. It's like, whoa, okay, holy shit.
Well, is he going to really do it? Or just saying he's doing it? I don't know.
Regardless, though, considering what the posture was for North Korea forever since his grandfather was, the leader, that's totally a different posture to take. I understand it's only 2 generations or 3 generations, but still, it's pretty amazing no matter how you look at it.
A generation is I had a kid and they had a kid. Yeah, I got 2 of them under me.
Well, somebody had brought up the point the other day that Kim Jong has killed a bunch of his father's basically senior staff over the last several years.
He killed his uncle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And all the people, and the point was that all the people that he has killed would be the ones that would actually stop him from trying to go ahead and make a peace treaty with South Korea.
Well, he also killed his half brother,
like the old guard.
Yeah. So maybe he is playing the long game, and maybe the end of the long game for him is peace in Korea.
The long game is let's get a Crown Royal distillery in North Korea, so I don't have to keep paying all these import fines.
I don't think that somebody like that in a little tiny country, unless they're completely warped in their brain or whatever, they're not going to be like, I'm going to fuck with the entire world, unless there's somebody behind them going, hey, fuck with the entire world. It'll pay off for you, So if Russia or China isn't like, hey, fuck with everybody, I bet you that guy's like, hey, I don't need to fuck with everybody. I don't need to be the loser of a fight every time I start a fight.
Can I put my 2 cents in? I'm going to say, I'm this guy over here that think I have the backing of these guys. But when push comes to shove and the other guy's pushing on these 2 guys going, you might want to get a rap on this guy. And the 2 guys that you think are your friends are going, hey, dude, you're being an idiot. So we're going to kind of like, and you don't have them backing you. You might go, well, might want to do it different.
Exactly. Like, I knew your dad, but I don't know you. So we don't have the same agreement.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. You look at it and it's like everybody's kind of pushing in a big, thing. And the little guy that thinks he's going to be a hot shot is getting pushed by a lot of other things. And so I don't know. Hell, I pray for peace on earth, but I'm a realist. I know it's probably never, ever going to happen in my lifetime or my kids or my grandkids' lifetime because there's evil out there and people are going to fight over dumb shit. That's
don't you think? Don't you think our freaking grandparents' parents could have said the same thing about flight?
About flight,
but we're kind of old. Flight, flying around in the air with airplanes that are heavier than shit.
Yeah.
Ask my grandparents' parents, are we ever going to fly? They'd be like, not in my lifetime. Well, I guess that would have been technically true though. But you know what I'm saying? It takes like a moment for a massive paradigm shift, and then all of a sudden we know it. We don't remember what it's like to not have telephones.
Right. Hey, I grew up. You did too in what I call BC, before cell phones. So, yeah. And it's strange, man. Technologies went nuts in our lifetime. So,
hey, I remember BC. As in before cable.
Well, yeah, I grew up in then too. So, yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Bend the ears this way. Go out and turn the antenna.
So cable went from 3 channels dominating all, like, entertainment and whatever. That was the word I'm looking for. The getting the information out there. There was only 3 channels, right? The 3 networks for the most part, and then cable, boom, hundreds of channels of stuff coming down. Was that a bigger paradigm shift, or was cell phones?
Something. I mean, when I grew up, cable was there, but it cost X amount of money, and I grew up in the time period where it was not new, but they were starting to offer more. But crap, man, we could go out and twist the antenna and get, I don't know how many, regular channels plus UHF channels. And it was like, why do we need to pay for cable? Well, it got more complicated, and they started offering more. And then, later on, things went digital. And you see what I mean? It's like, I don't think that was the big, honestly, I think the internet and cell phones and instant communication is the paradigm shift right there. When everything went instant. Hell, I grew up when we had party lines and you had to pick the phone up and wait for your neighbor that's yakking her ass off to get off the line so you could make a phone call. So
yep.
The instant information is the paradigm shift right there. So
I kind of think it's the access to all the information. That anybody can look up as much information as they so want to, and then couple that with the concept that everybody is supposed to be an expert in everything now, and their opinion's unquestionable.
Wow, that was a cool bang. I wanted to go bing, 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 bing because he hit the nail on the head there. All right.
No, I mean, but look at you can take younger people today. You can take even people who go to see their doctor. Like they're like, well, I saw something on WebMD, and I think that it might be better. I'm not saying they're wrong in questioning it. I'm saying that the effect of having instant information on hand has completely and fundamentally changed all factors of services and businesses completely.
More so than being able to communicate with phones all the time.
Well, no, I mean, I think that's a part of it.
Okay.
The communication, the information on tap is a byproduct of having the communication available.
So what was it before, or I don't know when we started having public libraries, but before public libraries and after public libraries, you could say the same thing, like where people sitting around going, well, now that everybody can just go to a library, everybody thinks they're a subject matter expert on everything.
Yeah, the difference is that libraries had limited access to certain books, right? Their catalog of books wasn't.
No, but I'm saying like grandparents talking about grandkids, or dudes sitting around in the bar eating
maybe
or whatever. They probably were like, these damn kids, they don't have to actually go to school. They just know they can go to the library and pick up.
Well, yeah, but there's an actual calorie expenditure there of getting up and going to the library.
I was just going to say that.
To pick up your phone and you're like there.
When your kids are having this conversation, they'll be like, oh, well, back in the internet days, we had to go find stuff with this browser, and we didn't even know if the information was there before we went to retrieve it. And now we just have our Cerebro plugins.
Well, hell, we can even talk about that. Remember when there was actually other search engines, and you would go to different search engines to cross-reference things you were looking for, and now it's like, oh, we just go to Google.
I think that'll end as soon as Google dies. But people will go back to like, oh, I want to do a search with this flavor or with that kind of emphasis on this kind of results.
And that would be great. I don't think. Well, I'm anti-Google for a lot of ways, but I'm saying I don't necessarily have a problem with all the information being in one location. I have a problem with the picking and choosing of which information is displayed to people. That's the problem.
Library of Congress.
Awesome. Yep. I was going to
But the same thing goes to a public library, right? You got a librarian who's like, well, we can't have any of that Tom Sawyer. That's the devil's book,
I was going to say that, going to the library, like you're saying, G-Webs, yeah, I grew up in the era, you want to learn, you go to the library, read, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to do that anymore. You pick up the damn phone and there it is.
You don't have to read anymore. You can pick it up and have somebody read it to you.
There you go. Okay.
I'm driving in traffic. It's time to read. Talk to me, phone.
It's that instant. I mean, it's like, so.
The problem, and here's where I'll take the turn.
Imagine if people utilize that and start.
Oh, here we go. Here's the problem. So people haven't gotten better at being proactive in the information that they're digesting. The people who want to pursue the correct information, non-falsehoods, they take extra time and do more research. For most people, they have information on tap, and that information that they gravitate towards is the fake news, easily digestible bullshit, Fox News, CNN, clickbaity type stuff. And so they get this completely false narrative. I mean, I just watched a video right now where they laid out how we blow all this money on the military and all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. That's the biggest expenditure. That's not our biggest expenditure. It was the Cardi B video where Cardi B was yelling about taxes. I want to know where my tax money is going, blah, blah, blah. Well, what the video took, they took Cardi B and they cut her video up and they interspliced like so many billions of dollars to military spending. So many billions of dollars go to Lockheed. So many billions of dollars go to Boeing. Well, it left out the fact that we have a ton of money that's wasted on welfare. We have a ton of money that's wasted on other things. In fact, those pieces of the pie are larger than any other piece of the pie. But to them, they're like, oh, yeah, that's totally right. We're blowing all this tax money. I don't want to pay 30% of my taxes, whatever. And, oh, it must be the military. Because they're not going to research more than that. They saw that clickbait and they're like, boom, Cardi B is a rapper, an R&B chick.
Well, yeah, I can totally agree. Clickbait people look at it and they go, oh, we spend that much. Oh, my God, we don't need that. And what they don't understand is, you know something, the money we spend on our military, that's why America has never been attacked on our homeland other than Pearl Harbor.
No. But hold on. So I'm not saying that questioning the spending of the military is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the video purposely only focused on a large chunk of the pie, but not the largest chunk. So they're twisting her words into their narrative. And that's what people are doing because it's so easy to edit videos now. It's so easy to twist things and make them to push your narrative using multimedia, which is something that, I mean, gee, you know this too. It's like where we've come in 10 years or more on YouTube from when we first started to the way we're able to edit and do things now is amazing. It's ridiculous.
Well, I can say this, you know, I'm looking at what you're saying and I'm hoping because people are starting to realize something. People are starting to wake up and realize the BS media easily spoon-fed, and they're starting to think for themselves again instead of being led down a path. They're starting to go, wait a minute, what? No, huh? Oh,
but they're just getting they realize they don't like this particular path, and then they're like a spring rebounding to the complete opposite path. Instead of objectively looking at all the information, they just go like, well, what's the opposite of this? Boring? What's the opposite of this? Boring? What's the opposite of this? Boring? It's the same human societal thing we always do. We just bounce back and forth. Boom, 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 boom.
Boring.
What? Bring? I've never done that. I mean, my whole life.
That's why we have a two-party system. That's why we have a two-party system. We just go from one party to the other.
Yeah, well, and you know, what's a rhino? Yeah, that's what I said. We got two-party system, and hey, when this country started, politicians didn't get paid. So,
yeah, well, good luck going back to that.
Yeah, and the thing that bothers me the most is most of these laws they pass, they don't have to follow them. They're set for life. You know, all these people retire and they get paid until they got like Secret Service and what? And you're going to try and tell me I can't own a gun to protect myself? Shit, you got armed guards? What? Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's gotten to the point where it's getting a little deep. That's all I'm saying. I'm just like, really? And you're going to try and
it's kind of interesting because it's deep in the sense that like trying to cut your way through all the bullshit and get to like the real objective information is not as easy as it could be, because the mere fact of putting objective information out there is not the point anymore. It's about putting out information that matches your narrative, and a lot of people won't go deeper than that.
Yep.
So that in a nut, and it's on all sides. It's on all sides. People don't. Well, we've never really learned to be objective. Most people don't learn to be objective. They find something that they like and they believe in, and they argue on behalf of it. They don't really learn. It's the exposure to the other side is never about understanding the other side, or maybe it is to a point, but it's about how do I respond to the other side?
You can't.
Well,
we have a finite amount of brain power, and there's a heck of a lot of issues in the world that we might have an opinion or some, like, whatever opinion on. And why can't you just take somebody's word for it? And then my other point was, okay, so back in the days of print only, there was footnotes. How many people actually followed all those footnotes and followed all those things and read everything? Unless you're a scholar or someone trying to debate a position on an issue, those references weren't because people were so scholarly. So I think if anything, we've got we've got the internet now. So kids, I think we're going to move. I think we have just as much potential to move past this in a way where kids start to figure out, hey, I'm being told, like you just said, only facts which justify my position. So I'm going to go find the rest of the story. And once people figure out that they can figure out the rest of the story real quick, this whole there's only black and white. There's only black and white is going to be answered with, no, there's nuance. Let's talk the nuance. Then we'll see more parties, and then we'll see change.
So I want to believe in that.
I really
want to believe in that. I totally want to believe in that like world going forward. I totally do.
It has to go that way, but I'm saying it can go that way.
I'm just scared that people are too lazy. Even young people are too lazy to do that because their world's gotten faster than most older people. The way they respond, the way they communicate.
Look at cycles of culture, though. When it gets easy, either something like a war comes along and it gets hard, or people, I don't think it's always a war. People start to go, this is too easy. Let's make it difficult again.
Gee webs, I'm listening to you, and I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, man, you're hitting the nail on the head. You're exactly right. I was trying to say kind of that earlier. It's like people are starting to wake up and realize that the narrative they're being fed isn't right. It's
if I can jump in just for a second.
Look somewhere else. We're gonna
let me speak just for 10 seconds. When you guys are getting close to the end, let me know because I do want to get your opinions on something. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, that was in 7 seconds. Good work.
So what's the other one too, then? That's one of them.
No, I mean, but okay, everything. It's kind of a weird. So I grew up I was born in 82. I grew up in a world where we didn't have computers. We didn't have the internet. And then I was exposed to the internet and it's became a part of my life. And I'm just like, okay, it's fine. I'm down with that. Whatever. Kids
May
today.
I ask how old you are? How old are you, sir?
I just turned 36.
Okay.
So,
wish I was 36 again.
I know. Kids today, they grew up with phones, with access to this copious amounts of information, and their communication style is faster than ever. The problem, and it's the problem with everything, is that people make claims that you can refute. You can do that, but you have to disengage to go figure out what the answer is to be able to then re-engage. And a lot of people don't do that. So they speak in platitudes and argumentative fallacies, and they just scream back and forth at each other where nothing is actually positively done. We don't have discourse anymore. People are just always in the process of having whatever their battle is. Look at Twitter. Twitter is a perfect example. You can't debate somebody on Twitter. You can't have a 150 character debate on Twitter. I know it's more than that, but you can't have a real debate on Twitter. It's too hard. It's too hard to be able to have the going back and forth and still research everything and be able to pull it all in and make it all happen. It's very difficult. It's even hard to do when you're just one-on-one with people with the phone and you can pull up the information and look at it because you're still in the heat of the moment and you're pulling up stuff and then you got to sift through a whole bunch of bullshit just to get to the not even the truth, just something of a factual standpoint, which is so difficult these days because there's so much information.
Well, and you said a factual standpoint, and that's the problem. You go to one place, it'll tell you this is the fact. You go over here, that's the fact. So,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's so easy to put information out there. Even
yeah,
I mean, and then look at Russia. Whatever you want to believe about Russia manipulating markets or not, or manipulating media, it's not hard to put out fake information. Whether it's coming from CNN or Russia, it doesn't matter. It's not hard to do that. It's not hard to put up a fake blog and cross-link it and do what they do. That's not that hard. And people don't look, just like GWeb says, at the footnotes. They don't look at the citations. And most of these blogs that make these claims don't have citations in them.
Yeah. You're exactly right. People just kind of see shit and just kind of react and don't really investigate the truth. Might want to look a little deeper. Deeper
What was
than
the one
skin.
thing? You guys hear about Jerry Brown wants to ban the Bible? Did you hear that?
Oh, California?
The governor wants to ban the Bible?
It's something about free speech or infringement on something. And
Yeah,
it's like,
it doesn't really have anything to do with the Bible. It's not
just
banning the
what
Bible.
What the bill says will end up banning the Bible. Yeah. So
it's not, though. That's not like that. That's the problem, is that they take this one blip. Jerry Brown wants to ban the Bible. Well, it's not really what's happening here. That's not really the point. But again, they're like, okay, well, we gotta. How do we tune this in? How do we narrow the bandwidth to make it resonate with the most people possible? So I snuck in a little ham radio joke there. That's what they're trying to do. That's what everybody's trying to do. They're all trying to do that at all times. I don't know. Gee, what do you think? You've been saying.
I think when you said something about people not checking footnotes. So here's the thing. And again, I can't say it's going to go this way, or I would bet money on it. But you get situations like this where we hang out and we know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And except for Ellis, who could easily be a computer simulation because nobody's ever met him. All the rest of us have been verified. Oh, except for Armament. I don't think anybody's met you. Usually
the Tyven Show.
Nope,
channel. I mod on about 6 or 7 channels now. I don't know.
Well,
everybody knows me. I'm not hard to find.
The rest of us have been verified as humans. So all I'm saying is we know each other.
Hey,
right?
I'm not wrong. You can go watch my channel.
You might be able to get information to all of us still, because you pay a lot of money and you pay for enough communication mediums, you're going to get information to all of us potentially. But as soon as it comes time for us to make a decision, I think a lot of people are in groups like this or multiple groups like this. Each person's in multiple groups that cover different, areas of interest or whatever. And they bring the topic out and they talk about it, the actual, what this country's all based on, right? Community. So people are out here talking about it. It's very difficult for somebody to drop bullshit on us anymore, right? So once this dynamic gets stronger, I could see this being very difficult for someone to drop, here's some bullshit from above. It's just going to be throwing bullshit into a fan. So it gets, there's no way for Russia to continue to manipulate, which is probably why they realize, they've got to be smart tacticians, right? Those strategists have fucking Cold War blood, right? They know
That's
the
a
long
good point.
And they got wailed on. So they know that they've been slowly fucking with us in our schools, and that's going to end, man. They're not going to be able to continue to brainwash dumb kids who aren't going to go to the library, because those lazy, dumb kids who want to make a meme can go online. And they might be lazy and dulled from the sugar and the drugs and the cow milks, but there's not of good bloodlines. So we were the industrious people who wanted to get ahead and all came to this country because of its promise to let us all do our thing peacefully with each other and to all be capitalists and succeed, right, as entrepreneurs and in different ways of life or whatever. So we're the best of all these other countries. So all I'm saying is once we get those people together, even when we're got all the disadvantages, we're still the best stock out there. And our kids are going to wake the fuck up. They're going to get in groups like this, and they're going to be able to. We're figuring all this shit out like old people, trying to figure out how to make the best use of the biplane. And these kids are already in their minds making SR-71s. So I don't even want to think about, the potential that these kids got. And all I'm saying is it's going to be real difficult to bullshit them. You can't bullshit them when they can go find out the truth with their thumbs, and they're really savvy at that.
So I'm totally with you on the this group, for example, that you've grown here, that you can't really bullshit us. But at the same time, this group is not the best group for all questions or answers, right? So the problem is that most groups don't like other groups and they don't play well together. Human nature just doesn't work that way.
Doesn't need to know. That's the best about the internet, because you can be in ham radio, you can be in the gun group, and you can be in whatever your beer group, you can be in some kind of rocket scientist group, and then maybe you like to or maybe a kid group. That's probably a better example, right? You got a kid group because of your schools or something. So now here's you having this discussion, and then another discussion with people who had never talked to any of us, with some other group. So we've got these. That's the whole hive thing, right? You've got interconnectivity where groups can be completely separate and isolated, yet have within what's that Kevin Bacon thing, 2 layers of Lincoln. They've got people that are everybody's together. And as long as we live in a world where we all want to leave each other the fuck alone and learn about each other and discover the differences, that's all we want. As long as there's resources available, we don't fight over them. We just look at each other's shit and go, cool, look at mine, right? So the internet would give us that kind of ability, and if everybody can just chill and not worry about resources, distribute the massive resources we have a little easier, and not by force, but because we all figured out this is the way to do it, then we're in Star Trek.
Well, I can say this.
Pretty good.
All you guys I have met through doing what we're doing right now. I've got invited to podcast. I've met a couple of you guys through this, and the G-Webs. I met you on Hank Strange. I wasn't on. I'm a moderator on the. There you were, and it's like, oh hey, subscribe, cool.
That guy stole my idea and gave it to Brownells. Did you see that?
What's
Go
that?
Tell him that. Stole my idea and gave it to Brownells.
Oh, the Brownells thing.
Yeah, they're like road trip ripoff.
Yeah, we were supposed to meet somewhere, all of us, and I don't know what the whole road trip thing's about. I don't know. I thought we were all going to meet in Iowa, but I don't know.
I was like, hey, Hank Strange, why don't we, you got that what do you call it, camper, why don't we do a cannonball run with YouTubers? And then it's like, okay, yeah, now Brownells is doing this like 9-day.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Actually, I don't think his camper's running. The last I heard it.
I wonder if it'll have a bunch of Brownells stickers on it and it'll be running. Must be nice to have one of the largest retailers.
I think does Brownells. I think Brownells does sponsor him. I can't remember. But
you put him in an ad with his wife and the 70s theme stuff.
Yes, that's right. That's right, because they did the lemon squeezy and all that. But hey, you know something? If you're doing good work and they're doing good work, but it's how it works. You know what I mean? I mean,
your screen sharing, Dano.
Oh, thank you.
Stuff falling down.
Falling apart.
Anyway, yeah, that's cool. I did that Hank Strange show because I kind of wanted him to get over and do our thing. We even moved our time slot of the Daily Gun Show at the time because he was doing a live show. I thought that was pretty fucking cool to have somebody else doing a daily live show. He just never, I guess, Gun Channels is too much trouble for him to jump over to.
Oh well, maybe I'll get at him and say, hey, man.
Let him know he's welcome, but I ain't fucking begging nobody anymore.
Say, hey, man, G-Webs is still... Where you at now, man? You still traveling or what?
No, I don't have Brownells behind me.
I just knew you were traveling around doing a lot of filming, that's all.
Raised 1,800. I'm going to think about reviving the road trip here in a bit, but I don't know. No, that's cool.
But anyway, no, I was saying, I mean, we all kind of met, like you were saying, through this social media. You were saying it could be a kid group. We all jump online and go, I know you guys, and you know these guys, and these guys, and it's a collective group that gets together, and then they start communicating with other groups. And in other words, everybody starts to think outside the box. They listen to the interchange between people. And unfortunately, there's too much texting going on and not interchange like this. It's a vocal thing that, like, we were standing in the same room talking to each other. So I don't know. That's just kind of my point of view on it. So
check your PayPal account. I sent the cell phone money for May's payment early. Period. Please let me know that you received it in full.
What is that?
Yeah, he's probably on the phone or something.
Oh.
You turned it off right before he gave us his bank account.
All right, let's go spend.
Good thing I didn't get too far along the process. No, I actually went into bill paying and things like that since you guys were tied up with other stuff.
What was the thing you wanted to ask us before we finished, or what was that? You said before you guys go.
Yep. Let me see if I can screen share something here.
Oh shit! I'll have to go to YouTube. I'm not seeing it on the.
You don't have to go. This is on two different knives. This is one of them, the ESEE 6P Black fixed blade. And by the way, the two most important things, for me in this knife, I'm also gonna buy. It's as a gift. It has to be full tang. It has to be made for processing wood at a base camp. But it also, I would like it to be, and maybe this is not possible, appropriate for processing, whether it be fish that are caught or things like that.
So you're wondering about the type of steel? What's the steel? What's the coating?
Well, the two types of steel are identical.
Unrealistic. I didn't realize these were parameters.
It looked like a full tang.
Can it split an atom though?
So that flip back and forth at least a little bit.
Yeah, so this is the one.
Just keep talking; it'll focus on you.
Right. The next one is the Schrade with micarta handles.
I do not like the look of that one at all.
Yeah, I don't like the look of it at all. It looks like it's gonna snap right at the hilt.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I guess for what you're talking about, it may because of that. Whenever you put that curve there, it makes it weaker, right?
This is also a full tang knife.
No, I'm not talking about the tang. I'm talking about you put any torsion on that finger choil that's above the hand grip there.
But between the blade and the grip, that's like pointless. It made it super weak right there.
I guess the idea is that like people can like choke up on it and put their like pointer finger around there for if they're doing intricate work, but it's a 6-inch blade. What are you doing intricate work with a 6-inch blade?
Not with that one.
Well, that thing is really handy if you put your finger there to do skinning and that kind of flip. But other than that, no, you don't want to put your finger there for any really useful thing.
You gonna skin with that knife though, with no belly on that thing?
Maybe. I've seen it with a lot of knives.
But the point of choking up is only for very light and fine work. Period. Only.
Oh, that thing costs $44.
Yes, and the other one is
122.
22.
Not really comparable, but
is it the same blade steel?
Yes, same steel.
Oh, show me. Wow. Show me. Prove it.
Prove it.
Prove it in the details. Where's the description? I'm not calling you a liar. I'm not calling anybody a liar. I just want to see it.
This one right here.
All right, 1095 carbon steel. Okay.
Oh yeah, that is the same as S.
Is it?
Yep.
And we go right.
Okay. All right. Nobody's a liar. Nobody. Hands up. Nobody's calling anybody a liar. Just want to see the objective information. See, again, this goes back to the whole thing. Nobody's like, I'm giving charity to everybody. I just want to see all the information. Charity for all. Let's have a discussion. Show me all the information.
As far as blade length, they're more the same than different. The same for overall length, with the exception of that little cutout on the blade.
Scroll up.
Scroll up. Okay.
So that one has a shitty drop point butter knife looking end with a stupid finger grip thing, so you can't even get to it. So it doesn't even have all that much blade. And then that's important because you want to ruin a lot of the blade by pounding it through wood like a spaz. So you're going to need to sacrifice the back end of your blade and not do anything decent with that unless you want to constantly be sharpening it again. So you need as much blade as possible for your use, I think. So flip that other one again. It has a much pointier blade. So if you are going to seriously try to fucking fillet a fish with a knife like this, at least that gives you a point, right? And I like this. What was that other blade? Stupid. See how this thing's $122? Because that's a full flat grind. That's a blade that's useful, right? I'll go back. That other one's got that stupid...
Oh, it's not a full flat. It's a saber grind.
Yeah, it's a shitty grind that's not going to work for filleting a fish.
Oh, okay.
right? And it's going to be better for wood because it's more like a wedge. So if you want to really ruin your knife by slashing it through wood, like nothing fancy, then get this $44 one. That $100 one is a tool. This thing's a tool. The other one's
running
like
gun, bro.
Is a
running gun, bro. You don't test yourself till you running gun, bro.
I can see why this one costs
Suck
more.
less.
It has more usefulness to it. I think the jimping on the back, the blade there for the thumb, and the smaller little choil is better, but this one is not going to be as good for ruining by jamming it into wood like you want to do, because it's going to have a blade that's thinner. It's going to be much more like jamming a saw blade down a piece of wood than a big chisel. You want a big wedge like that other one for that.
Are they both are they both G10 handle slabs?
This one looks nice and looks like it's not in your way. It's not fighting you. It's giving you. I don't really like the little curvy thing up front, but I really like it.
It's micarta, and the Schrade is let's see where it says. It's also micarta.
Okay, scroll up. How many bolts in that grip?
2.
Okay.
And it's got a stupid pattern in it that's old dirt.
I'm not saying that's better or worse, but you've got a little bit more retention.
This is better. This is a micarta that's meant to not fight you. The other one is a micarta that's just going to collect dirt and be slippery.
If you go to Blade HQ, you can get them for better prices than you can on Amazon.
Oh no, I was just using it for the example.
Okay.
Yeah,
apples to apples. Yeah,
or
yeah.
if you give it to somebody, I guess I knew. This one is. I like this one, but I don't like $122. I've owned these kind of knives. I never really.
I have I've got the little survival ESEE knife. I like it. I got mine purple.
You have a Rat 3 or a Rat?
Yeah.
Well, not a Rat for the SEs, but it's like the same thing. OKC and SE have something going on where OKC uses their designs.
Pretty sure.
So given the primary 2 things that I'm looking for, processing wood is by far number 1.
Well, then take a saw.
Buy a hatchet.
Bring a hatchet. Get a good hatchet.
Well, no.
I'm not even kidding. Get a good like if actually hold on. You can choke up. I could probably like if you had a good hatchet, I could probably gut a trout better with a hatchet than either one of those knives. If it was nicely sharp and you could choke up on the handle, I could probably just gut a trout just as easy, if not easier.
I'm not going to disagree because, well, look, you learn to use what weapon you have, but I'm going to tell you this: keeping it sharp's the trick, especially when it comes to fish. But I don't know. You say, well, if I had this or I had that one, you kind of figure out what you got and work with it. Survival kind of thing.
Well, yeah, but this is he gets to pick what he wants. You know what I mean? Like,
so
I'm almost at the point where it's like you get a Mora and a nice hatchet at this point.
And I was just going to say a Mora and that $50 one.
No, a Mora, period, and then like a hatchet or something.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't
like a Grand Force, okay, so the SE knife is 120. A Grand Force Brooks hatchet starts at maybe 130.
Oh, come on. $35 for an East Wing used, and if it doesn't work, then sell it or give it to a kid. But not $130.
A hatchet?
A hatchet.
No, I'm saying a Grand Force Brooks hatchet is like $150, $130. It's a good hatchet.
A used East Wing one is $35, and if he doesn't like it, he's only out $35. He can give it to a kid. I understand that.
Absolutely.
But don't jump into a hatchet at top speed. Just get that hatchet, see if it works for this trip. But ruining a knife to do it there, I don't.
Whatever you're gonna do,
I challenge you to do this. Look at any manual that's ever been written about any kind of bushcraft that hasn't been written in the last 5 years, and there's nobody's ever taken a knife to a piece of wood. It's like the wrong tool for that job.
Right?
That's the internet.
Right? Yes, I totally agree. Like, pull up a Boy Scout handbook from the 90s. Like,
90s, exactly.
And no one ever said, use your pocket knife on wood. No one ever said, hey, take the pocket knife out and split some hardwood with it. Nobody ever did that. They took hatchets, or they brought a saw to fell an arm, and then they would chop it up with a hatchet.
Yeah, a saw and a hatchet. You get that
His
style saw.
intention is to camp alone and no base camp.
But hatchets are light. They're mostly wood.
Well, not a lot of them. All I can say is
That's
this:
not the one I've ever used, but
like a camp hatchet. Like
Well, I like a 3/4 axe. I think that's the ideal thing for camping, and it's worth the weight. But a hatchet is not a 3/4 axe. It's not a full axe. It's a tiny little thing. They're meant for camping around the camp tasks.
All right, so I'm gonna post a link here, and then you can pull it up, Dano, since you're running the AV here. You're the MC. So that's a Holtzbrook Tarnaby hatchet, and that's Holtzbrook, I believe, is either related to or something to do with Grand Force Brooks.
Yeah, it's like the level up or the level below it.
It's a level below. So you're still getting quality material, you're still getting quality metal, and you're getting a good, I think it might even be handmade.
I think they are.
Then that's $84. So you can get a Mora and you can get that, and then you've got the intricate detail of a Mora if you want to work a trout or you want to start a fire, because the Mora, the fire steel Mora, I think is like $20. And then you have that. That's $104. That's splitting the difference between the two, and you get way more versatility.
Okay. You also get a lot more weight, but
oh my goodness!
What are you doing? You hiking?
No,
I have to take back all my stuff. The internet is ruined.
No, hold on. I want to hear it. Are you hiking?
No, I am not. The person I'm gifting this to does.
Okay. Where are they hiking?
This will be the second year that they're going out to. Actually, they're going to hopefully Yosemite this part year.
Do you know how far they're hiking?
No, I don't.
Are they through hikers or ultralight hikers?
They're going for day hikes, but with very light weight.
So they don't need either one of these, any of that then.
Let's see how much these knives weigh that you're looking at. How much are these knives?
No, but I mean, seriously, like if you're talking about day hikes, like you don't need any of this. Like you don't need. Are they camping out where they have to actually like recover their own wood? Because you can't chop down trees or work on any wood in Yosemite.
Gotcha.
We were talking about this. I just wanted to say, you're not going to find one tool that's going to do it all, but you got to find the tool that fits what you're going to do. And a lot of it, you're saying a hatchet, yeah, that's great, or a knife, and you were saying, how many people take a knife like my little knife? Well, it's not little, the Tano that I showed you. I'm not going to go out and chop wood with that. Now, what I might take is something in the mid-range, a heavier blade, almost. I'm trying to think who made them. They're almost like a meat cleaver, but not quite. It's a good, heavy, solid blade that, yeah, you can find work, but it's a hatchet too, kind of thing. So, something like that is kind of utilitarian, but, you can never have. I need a scalpel and all I got's my Bowie knife. Well, how much are you going to carry? You know what I mean? You're not going to find the one tool that does it all. So,
well, but okay, Dano, I don't want to assume. I don't want to make assumptions here, but usually people who are going on day hikes are not packing in big knives, regardless of hatchets. They don't pack in any of that stuff.
I was looking for a knife that, in case like a day hike turns into a very unexpected overnighter that you were not planning on and didn't want to do.
I mean, you'll just collect some wood and burn it. You don't need to process it. You just find some old dead wood on the ground in Yosemite and process it.
Which is why I have a knife, just to break apart, smaller pieces into smaller pieces that are already dead laying on the ground.
You don't even need to do that. You just get some rocks.
Dano, let me show you something. Get one of these.
Okay, now I got to go back to this because for some reason they're not showing it to me. And
click on. Oh, a kukri? Jesus Christ.
Oh,
now, here's the thing. It fits the bill for what he's talking about. It's got two smaller blades with it. That's good for fine work.
I've told them one of those is a knife, right? The two small ones. One's a knife and one is like
a sharpener.
A sharpener.
But they're going on a day hike.
Well,
yeah. But he's also talking about an unexpected
Not Afghanistan.
accident, something where they can't get back out, that knife will serve every purpose you could possibly need it to serve.
But they're
I can tell you this is
And it's $50.
we went out four-wheeling and made paths with those things, cold steel kukris, and just they're just, they work well. They're just the perfect blade for chopping this way, and they're, you know, the angle is made to lop off heads, but it really does good on small brush, and it's like a machete, but then again it's a knife. And yeah, that honestly, that is one of the best that I found in my experience.
I'm not saying
Best
anything against a kukri. I'm saying they're going on a day hike, and if they get stranded for a night, then the best thing you can buy them is a lightweight stove and a gas tank so that they can boil some water and eat some food then.
Well, I agree with that too.
Like, I mean,
but if he's specifically wanting to get a knife that can handle whatever situation might be thrown at him, you're not going to beat that, because, like I said, it comes with a sharpening knife. It's got a small knife for cleaning game or fish, and it's got that big, heavier knife that can do whatever else needs to be done.
In the back of my mind, if he does start going more than just day hikes, I want to have a gift that's going to go to at least that next level.
Okay.
And that kukri would go to that next level and the one above that.
Otherwise, the moment he does more than just day hikes, it's useless.
It's got a 6-inch blade. It's not overly big, so.
Here's an interesting factoid. So right now in California, everybody's doing the PCT hike. Like, there's a bunch of YouTubers and a bunch of people on Instagram I'm following that they start in Mexico and they hike all the way to the Canadian border. It's called the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail. It's like 2,600 miles. None of them have a pocket knife larger than a multi-tool. And even this is too big. They're all carrying super lightweight stuff because they all use little gas stoves to heat up their food and eat their food. They're not felling wood. If anything, they collect firewood, dry firewood, they pile it together and light it up, and then that's it. They don't break it down. They don't do anything other than what they can't do over a rock or their knee. Now, that's California. I'm not saying it's the same all over the place. If you want to go out and do some real bushcrafting, a hatchet, I think, is the way to go.
That's what I was going to say. Don't, because honestly, these people, yeah, they're doing this hiking, but they still got society to fall back on if shit hits the fan.
Oh, well, yeah, but a lot of them don't. Like, a lot of them just go. They make it happen. They don't go into society. You know what I mean?
No, they don't. They make it happen. I understand that. But if shit really goes sideways, you better be into a little bit of bushcraft. That's all I'm going to say.
Sure, absolutely. But again, well, okay. I still think that the hatchet's kind of like the thing you might want to think about for bushcrafting.
Well, honestly, I don't disagree with you. You just want to find the one that fits you right. But yeah. And depending on the hatchet blade and the design of the blade, it can be used very efficiently as a knife. The curvature, So, but I think you're right. I mean, I ain't got a problem with the hatchet. So.
Well, you've definitely, I think steered me probably in a better direction, especially with something that has a little bit of room to go rather than day hikes only. So, thanks.
For a day hike only, I would go with a Mora.
Well, yeah, and I was planning on getting a small little knife, just period.
What? You're against the Mora?
No.
I think the Mora might be the perfect gift knife because it's inexpensive, super useful, so you can feel satisfied they gave something useful. But if they don't like it, it's not like $20.
Yeah, that's true.
I personally think a knife is like somebody buying me a gun or underwear. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I'll buy my own knife.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God, I
feel too.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
If you want to know, if you want to buy me a gift, well, what kind of knives do you like? What size under? What kind of gun do you want? Don't just go buy it because I'm gonna go. And honestly, I've gotten a lot of knives given to me over the years, and a lot of them I love, and some of them are like they're on the shelf somewhere in a box because they're just not me, but they're So
what was the Dual Survivor show that before Dave Canterbury got kicked off of that other guy with the guy who always walked around barefoot?
Oh yeah, the bush hippie they called him.
All he did was use a Mora. He used a Mora for everything.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to push anybody to a Mora. But
I'm not pushing anybody to walk around the frickin' jungle in your bare feet either.
AK-47 bayonet. That's all you need.
Moras are awesome.
You're definitely not batoning wood with a Mora. I mean, you can.
Mora can
wreck it.
I've seen that Fancy do it.
Of course you have. Because of course he's done it.
Dang it, now I want to dig around and find my AK-47 bayonet. No, I'm not.
And then baton some wood with it?
No, just because you said it. And I'm like, oh, I got one of them somewhere. Where's that at?
What about
I got a buddy of mine that like has every... He got so into it, and he's like, oh, I got this magazine from here, and I got this bayonet. And I'm like, dude, I just buy stuff because I can use it. I'm not a collector, you know what I mean? It's like, if I buy something, I'm shooting it. This doesn't have to match as long as it works. So
he's like, hey, check out all my stuff. I never go outside with it.
Yeah, he's a really good friend, but it's like, and he's one of them wheeling dealing guys that we tease him. He'll go to the shows and get shit for so cheap, and it's like, so did you wear your ski mask to do this or what, dude? Come on. And we asked to borrow his ski mask. Hey man, can I borrow your ski mask? Come on. So, but yeah, you know, and he, you know, I got other friends that are into it too that collect like that. I'm like, whatever. I collect to use. I don't collect to just collect. Oh.
Hey Daniel, is this would a gift certificate work, and then like an offer to sit down in front of a computer and look at the various models or whatever, or something like that? Or like, hey, let's buy you a knife. Let's sit down and figure out what characteristics of it you want, and then grab you one.
That's a damn good idea.
Fly by the seat of his pants.
So he's not like, hey, let's plan out what I might need this knife for, and then figure out the best one, and then
here's the car keys. Let's go fill it up. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm the one that's like, well, we might want to look at a few things before we just hop in the car.
Your car might be a lot farther than mine. Might take me a minute to get there.
Well, to get to his car.
Where's his car?
At his apartment.
That might be a bit away from me, so.
He runs up to you. There's no time to explain. Get in the car.
Yeah. Here we go. Road tripping. Got the food? Yep. Doritos.
Last year, he decided
Doritos. It's a fire starter. Let's go.
Yeah. He was leaving to drive to the West Coast. And of course, he wasn't telling me at the last minute. I mean, that would have been fine, but that's also when his planning began. So he gave himself like a day and a half to plan.
Okay. So he said a day and a half earlier, I'm going to the West Coast.
So that's why I'm trying to do on certain little things, some research and stuff for areas that I don't know enough about.
Right. What area are you in right now?
Northern Illinois.
Wow, shit, you're like I don't know, a little over 100 and some miles from me, 200 miles. I'm in Northern Ohio. So.
Oh, okay.
So what if you got him like a cook kit? Like seriously, what if you got him a cook kit? Because a lot of people have really messed up ideas on cook kits, like what they need. Like most of the time, if they're just going to go out and do some day hikes or whatever. Like for me, my cook kit's really light, so I even take it to the top of whatever peaks I'm going on, and I'll make a lunch up there, or I'll do coffee or whatever, and it's super lightweight.
You know what I have is an old, I believe it's an old Boy Scout or military cook kit, little. It's got spoons, forks, everything in there.
No, I don't mean like that. I mean like a stove kind of thing.
No,
like
I was getting to that. The stove that I have is basically the old military sterno fuel stove. put a little piece of it in the thing, and you light it, and it burns great, and it eats your food in the pan, and you're all good. So,
okay, so check out the link that I just posted internally. So this is the stove that I carry right now.
Okay, let me go
It's
to
a
it.
titanium backpack stove. It goes on the top of a gas tank that you can buy at Walmart. They're super lightweight.
Yeah, I have
It
two of
weighs nothing. Weighs
I have two of
nothing.
those.
They're awesome. And they boil water faster than just about any of the stoves I have. And so you get like a Halulite minimalist.
Yeah, it has one of those Prizzo lighters in case you don't have a lighter for some reason. But
No, that's not it. Not it. Go take the link. Totally smaller than that. Way smaller. Way smaller. Like
what is that? A
crazy small.
butane? Is that butane?
It's an isopropyl butyl propane or something like that.
Isopropyl. That's alcohol.
Yeah, because it works in high altitudes and low altitudes. It's tri-fuel.
It's number 4 says butane gas stove. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it's butane. Okay, so that uses one of those.
It'll work off tri-gas.
So, but it uses the little small canisters.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Interesting. Those canisters, which you might fill a lighter with.
I mean, the ones that I have are not tri-gas, but they have that same form factor.
It's more of a small squatty thing, so it's more like the size of a sterno can, like it's a small fat thing.
Right.
And then
there's a gas can.
Yep.
This is one for my fuel can, my cook kit. So this is the stove.
Yeah.
All folded up.
Oh, that looks like a tea bag.
This is it. Okay. Here's the Chinese one that I was using forever in comparison.
And the one you have made out of titanium costs $15.
Well, the Chinese one I think costs like. There's the Chinese one that would used to be like the smallest thing you could buy. Look how small this thing is.
Yeah. Well, the two that I have now are smaller than that big one you have, but not quite as small as the smallest one you have.
Right. So you couple it with the little like lightweight cook pot that I linked. Oh, take it easy, get it, G. Are you heading out or who's leaving?
No, I'm leaving.
Oh, take it easy.
Thanks for having me on, Outlaw.
Not a problem, brother. We about to call this one quit anyway.
Okay.
I can't even afford to carry one of them titanium pots, so I just run the stove and hold water in my hands over it. Cook it.
This Halulite pot is like nothing. It's cheap, man. I posted that internally too. That's like
$30.
$30, dude.
Now, what do you have nested in there?
So nested in there. So the lid flips over when you boil, right? So I've got the stove, I've got a mini Bic, and then I've got the gas tank with the pot handle as a magnet on the bottom. That's like one of my favorite parts about this thing. So you're boiling water, and that's the pot handle. It sticks on the side of it. You take your fingers right there, and you can pull the pot off, and it sticks it to the side.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm afraid a baby might swallow that, so I'm against it.
Yeah. Well, that or the dog, right?
Oh my God! How did we survive without warning labels? I don't know.
Everything should have been tethered.
Don't eat that.
Tethered or larger than a gumball.
You all heard of the Darwin Awards, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was like my favorite thing. In IT, we used to pull up the Darwin Awards all the time. Look at this asshole.
Wow.
Okay, folks. Well, I have to get up in the morning and go to work, so we're calling this one done for the night.
Alrighty.
Why don't you just leave it running?
I could just leave it running. The problem with that is I sleep next to the thing. So that would drive me absolutely batty all night.
Well, thanks for hosting. Appreciate it. Thanks for hosting. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem, guys. I do this. Y'all know I do this about every night. So anytime y'all want to come in, jump in.
Thank all of you.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
No, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Any of y'all got anything to plug before we log out of here?
Ham Radio Crash Course. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
Oshnasi channel.
Dano, you got anything, buddy?
I think she's a chat napper. I think it's official.
Possibly. G-Webs, you got anything to plug?
Liberty and individual freedom.
Amen, brother. How about you, Gary?
Sleep. It's a good thing.
Everybody's favorite cock says sleep. There you go. Armament, how about you?
All I can say, man, is I enjoyed coming in, hanging out, chatting. The only thing I can plug is, sleep, and maybe somebody go check my channel out. So it was fun, guys.
Everybody hit up Armament.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in.
Angelina, do you have anything
on
to
channels?
plug?
I'm assuming. Leave some links out there. All right, go ahead.
Angelina, do you have anything to plug, or are you asleep?
She's been gone for a little while.
Your radio.
Angelina!
She's nappy wappy.
Yeah, I think she's gone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thank all of y'all, all 14 of you that's still here. God, you people must be bored.
Jump over to Gun. I'm sure somebody will start a chat.
Yeah. Guys, go hit up gun channels if you're not already there. I'm sure everybody out there listening to this is probably already a member of gun channels, but if you're not, go hit it up. Great source of information on firearms and other things. And you can talk to some of these wonderful individuals that I've had on the panel tonight and others. Y'all have a good night, and we shall talk to you all again tomorrow.